What's the deal, my people? You know it is the Don Tony Teflon. Phil the Issues guy. He'll be here. Don't worry about Phil. He'll be here in a little bit. In a second, he's running a second late and everything else. And we are here representing from season 4, episode 1. What an episode it was. You know, when I look at this episode and I say, I look and I say, how good was this episode? I'm thinking that this episode was like maybe one of the best episodes of From ever. That's the way I see it. We'll see how you see it, and we're going to talk to you about it and everything. Listen, you're going to be able to call in. You're going to be able to talk to the Don Tony Teflon. You're going to be able to talk to Phil the Issues guy. We're going to get all that stuff popping here. Make sure you hit that thumbs up button on your way in. This is the #1 show for the fans, by the fans, the original From live stream. And got nothing but love for all of y'all and stuff. But let's say what's up to some of the people that are joining us now live in the chat. We have Hand Me Deals in the building. Matthew is up in here rocking with us. China is in the building rocking with us right here. We also got Quintum is in this building rocking with us right now. We got Wolf Spear in the building rocking with us. J-Man Sleek is in the building. A&I is up in here rocking with us. Can't duck this. Is in the building rocking with us. RCO is in here. We got a super chat right off the bat. That's the way we like to start things. Can't I lie about that? And that is from the one, the only TNX. Jay is in the building. Said, we've been here since day one, Tony. Nothing but spot on in his predictions. This is going to be a glorious ride. We started with this shit and we represented here. And I appreciate you so much, all you, for rocking with me from day one, rocking with this show. And a lot of people who never heard of this show and took a shot on the show because of me. You know, I really hope that I'm glad that the show has panned out and that you love it as much as I do. And that doesn't happen a lot. A lot of times you do these things, it don't be happening like that. You pick these shows up and they don't hold the weight down, but it did hold the weight down. This show does hold it down and is what's up. And I got nothing but love for all of y'all. So thank you so much. We are filling up the mug. We're getting the Thug mug ready because as always, the Thug mug is in hand. Been rocking that Thug mug for over 10 years. Over 10 years. So as people file into this, and Phil will be here, we will do all the recap and all that stuff and get Phil's thoughts on it as soon as he gets here. But I will give you mine right before that and everything else. I do believe that this is one of the best episodes of all time. And I think that they did what you asked them to do, right? They do that. They gave you the answers you're looking for, even if you didn't like the answers, even if you didn't want those answers, you're getting them. And that's what's important. It's not about what we want to see. We want to see a good show when it's all said and done. That's all we're looking for is a good show. And it's not about anything else but that. And we have gotten a good show and everything else and all that good. You know what I mean? And that's what I'm talking about and everything. So it's been really good. You know what I mean? Phil the Issues. Guys, he said I'll be there in like 5 to 10 minutes. So the Don will hold it down for these 5 to 10 minutes by myself. That is not a problem for me. And Phil will be here. People are saying they love the episode. Yes, if MGM's Cash Cow and Matt Spruce Robin Hood have been pretty solid, but MGM is nothing from scratch without the front itch. Yeah, it is. You know, listen, the only way it has worked on there, I would say, is this show, and we also have the show of Godfather of Harlem. I thought was a solid show, and Domina 2 was a good show. Julie Beef Deep Dive says, Tony, I'll always be grateful for you and all the support you show my channel. So many people found out about my channel because of you, and you're such an inspiration to me as a content creator. I love the words, and I really appreciate it. I really do. And it's the least I could do. I always love giving back. I try to give back. I know what it's like because, you know, when I started my channel and stuff like that, people didn't give back to me. It was hard. It was hard sledding. So, you know, I always try to help out people and start off. You know what I mean? Get them going on the right foot and get a YouTube career going and everything else. So I'm all about that. Listen to Saggy Star. Please subscribe, share, and subscribe. Get comfortable. Enjoy the ride. 100% enjoy the ride. Let's get that thing popping and everything else. Doug and Sophia playing the same character mesh very well. Yeah, I would say, when you look at the Man in Yellow and you look at Sophia, I will say this. Let me get this right off the bat. Let me say this. I think that they should have never showed that picture of Sophia with that smile on her face. Like they should have never done that. I think he gave it all away. You know what I mean? If they would have just kept that secret, and that one picture did it. Like there was no more doubt that this was going to happen. It was just how it was going to happen. People thought most likely, why wouldn't you, that he was going to kill her and then take her form and everything else, and that's what it seemed like it was going to be. But no, he took the form from the very beginning and stuff, and that's just what it was. But I don't believe that they should have put that out there. If they could have held something back, I wish they would have held that back. And I usually don't ask them to hold things back, but I really wish they did hold that one back. And Phil is in the background and all that. I see him there. Let me get rid of this banner because we're not going to be using my phone line. We'll be using Phil the Issues Guy's phone. The better phone line and everything else. So yeah, I wish they didn't do that. I wish they didn't put that on there like that. I wish they would have did something. If they would have held that back, I think it would have been better. You know what I mean? But it was great reveal regardless. I like the way it was set up. I like the way they laid it down. I like the way they put it on there and everything else, and the way they told the story. Because you didn't see it, when they were out there and everything else done. When they were out there and they were doing their things, and they were, you really believe they was in the car. Oh, Phil, do I have to hit the double box? There we go.
Well, maybe
you guys in the.
Hey, how's it going? Welcome back to Escaping From. We're here. I can't believe it, Tony. It's been so long, but we're finally back. It's amazing. And I agree with you. This episode was one of my favorites. I mean, I'm a big, shiny, fiery thing, and I like everything sometimes, but this really was a good episode. The only problem I have with it is kind of what you're saying. For people that don't follow the pre-press type stuff, don't look at the pictures, don't look at the trailers too much, this could have been an excellent reveal. But I feel like they called their shot a little bit. I watched your review. I was thinking some of the same stuff. And if you haven't already, make sure you check out Teflon TV's 2 breakdown videos he's already done of this episode. But getting into like right from the moment, she took this entirely too lightly. Like when Kenny's telling her everything, she's like, oh, no big deal. Like, oh, okay. What's this little talisman thing here? Go up here. If I move this, does it do anything? Like, I'm not saying I called it from that, but I mean, that was one of my draft picks, but that's beside the point. But I do think they called their shot a little bit. And if you did, for people that didn't watch that stuff, if you did look at some of the pre-press, one of the last images that they showed was her looking like her over the bed, the crazy look. And I listened to like you and Real talk about that. You and I have talked about that. They made that very obvious that she was going to be crazy or evil in some way. You didn't need to be Sherlock Holmes to figure that one out. But like, no,
it didn't take Matlock. You didn't have to bring Matlock.
No, Columbo wasn't going, I'm not sure, Tony. There was no Murder She Wrote shit going on there. I think I thought, yes, I did kind of like take a flyer on Men in Yellow turning into her, but I thought it was more going to be a Sarah Elgin situation, where this is obviously very, very different. But do you think when she touches her dad, or no, I'm just going to say that I'm making air quotes, her dad, and gives him the stroke or the seizure or whatever, is that the same kind of thing that happens to Sarah in Elgin? Like, is that basically the same version? Is he essentially touching them, but not physically in those moments and causing those same reactions? Or is that something else you think?
Yeah, I think the seizure itself could have been caused by him, but the physical touch, like he wasn't there to put the hands on him to do it. I think maybe he could do it both ways. Maybe he could physically touch you and do it, and maybe he can just do it mentally with you. He could get into your brain and cause a seizure on you and stuff. But yeah, it was a little heavy-handed and everything else. You know what I mean?
A little bit, just a little bit.
You know, like, because Tony, didn't you call him turning it to Sophia? I said Sophia. I said Sophia. I also said that Acosta. I put them both out there, so I hedged my bets on that one. I would say Phil called Sophia.
Well, we both called it in different ways. I took it in the draft, so I got 10 points today. So it is what it is. But like we all kind of knew, and Tony is somebody that goes on the limb for a lot of theories and thoughts and stuff. And I'm just gonna say he didn't go on a limb right here to say that we all, because anybody with an eyes that saw the pictures or looked at the way that girl was smiling and everything could call that girl for being something. What ended up actually happening, I thought, was very interesting, and I think this opens up a couple of important things. Number one, I think there was something.
The man in yellow. I don't think we're going to see him anymore.
I was just going to ask you that question. This is why we work together so well. That was question number one. Do we see? I think maybe we see Doug one more time in the flashback or something. The other thing that is really kind of cool, and people are going to say that I'm making up stuff just to add flame to Tony's fire here, but he specifically says, where is it? I got to look at my recap. People are such fragile things. Mm-hmm. Like when he first sees Julie and sees Jim and stuff like that, to imply whatever he is not human. He's not a person.
You have to take it that way. There's no other way to take it. If he's saying that people are such fragile things,
the way he says it too, Tony, it's like Al talks about people
when he says it. And listen, what does that mean? It means that the man is not human. And that means
we have all sorts of stories, mythologies, legends that could be interpreted as gods, who in reality were misinterpreted extraterrestrials.
I can't say I didn't think that when I was watching it, Tony, in that moment, because they made it a point. Doug made it a point. I'm going to keep calling him Doug. But the man in yellow made it a point to specifically the first thing. The way he said it too, almost in like humans are just weird, like fragile little human creature. Like he was like Thrag or something. You little cute human idiot. Like suddenly
you're my pets. You're humans.
Exactly. Totally like little pets. And there's a couple other things, and we'll get into in the breakdown. He says, where did you come from this time? Did you tell anyone? You can't change it, but we'll get into that later. But the other thing is like, where'd you come from this time? Which again, and he reiterated several times this is my favorite part every time I do this, which leads more credence into the idea that this is either a matrixy thing where everything happens and then cycles and ends, or multiple universes happening in different maybe that dude behind you was right and it's a bunch of different pocket universes parallel to each other.
It's definitely definitely, I'm telling you, it's going to be parallel universe or some type of different universe when it's all said and done. Julie's story walking is her going into a different universe. Tabitha, when she got thrown out into the real world, got thrown out into a parallel universe. I think that this guy, Henry, who is back, is not this Victor's father. I think he's the Victor's father from a parallel universe. It's still his father, but this is a parallel universe version of him, not the same one that's from the universe he's in. I just think that, and they went to, and the reason why Tabitha was allowed to go out there, and he allowed it. Listen, you watched my last video I put out. Who is the man in yellow? I break it down, and I don't think that there's any dispute. Just go watch that last video when you get a chance of who the man in yellow truly is. And I think that I don't even think it's debatable anymore. I think that I nailed it on that one. I think I've given the 100% proof. Everything I stuck in that video, I don't think anyone could debate. I think this is what it is, and I think that we finally have the answer to that question. And if you want the answer, go watch that video. We have over 160 people in here. Make sure you hit that thumbs up for your boys on your way coming in here. This is Escaping From Podcast, episode 1, season 4 of From, and we are going to break it down and get into everything. Again, good day to our girl Carla Way from all the way from the land down under in this piece, rocking with us right now. Appreciate you coming over all the way from Australia. Really, really appreciate that.
We've got a couple of Australian folks in the live chat. We also got Lara Bacher in the other chat as well. And Tony, one of the weirdest scenes in the entire episode for me, not because the function of it was weird, but the placement of the scene was weird to the point where I don't know if I've just been listening to you and Real too long, so I'm starting to see things where they don't belong. But in the middle of the scene where Boyd is telling everybody about the Smiley situation, about being grandpa to Smiley, like breaking that all down. In the middle of that scene, out of nowhere, you hear like such a clatter, like you hear almost a foreplay of the Matthew scene when we see the Amityville scene later in the episode. But we hear like some like dragging and metal change. And then they cut that scene in half to have Donna go out in the hallway for a second and talk to Victor pushing the bed down the hallway, to have a moment where she could flirt with Henry for a second. It was just weird. The placement of the scene was weird. I don't mean bad weird. It was strange.
It broke the whole momentum of the
and then they just went back to it, dude. Like they just were like, oh, let's go back to that other scene. It just seemed to me, I'm like, why did they put that scene there? Is there something hinky with Henry? Like, was he listening from the next door and he sent Victor to make some noise to interrupt that? Like, I don't know. I started to think all sorts of stuff, Tony. Because
they just wanted to get him in the episode or somehow.
Yeah, exactly. They needed to get him in there to pay him or something. Like, was that the whole point?
Something was happening in there, but it was very weird. I'll say this.
Okay, so you agree that wasn't just me. It was a little weird.
It was definitely weird. Lord Lodiano says, you guys called it. I hope we still get to see Doug as the man in yellow. He was amazingly terrifying, scaring. I thought he was going to turn into Jim. Listen, I told you the Jim thing wasn't going to happen. I don't think that it's still possible, but I think next episode they find Jim's body, and I think that's a wrap for Jim. And Jim was also on the guest stars. He wasn't on the main roster listed. He was a guest star for this episode. So I think that right there shows that that's what is going on. Phil just gifted 5 memberships to the Issues Guys channel. Who are those new members, Phil?
We got Laura Baker, we got Nylon, we got Porky, we got Ellen the Marvelous, and we got LCH. And thank you to anyone that's checking it out. Just consider my chat room like the slower moving, smaller chat room. And I feel like we're in that Eddie Murphy joke where it's like Tony's got $40 million and I'm putting my $80 in there too. Now we got $40 million and $80 because I want to do my share for this stream. So I'm going live too. So everyone,
May Kent sends a super chat to Phil saying people said that they saw Eloise's name on the license plate. So I could see it. Yeah, it's on the license plate. You can see it. And if you want to deepen, it doesn't take a lot of scoring. It's not Eloise's name, but if you sound it out, it does sound out like Eloise. So I would say, yes, that is Eloise's name on the license plate.
I totally freaking missed that. Totally missed it.
That's definitely going on there. So yes, you're correct on that assumption and everything else.
What was also interesting in this episode is they spent a good part of the runtime catching characters up with information we already knew, like that the audience knew that all the characters need to catch up with. And there is 2 people that really need to talk. Fatima needs to talk to Jim and Tabitha because they're both basically saying the same stuff about the kids and saving the kids and sacrificing. Like they need to trade notes right now.
100%. And I think she's just got to really just come to grips with everything and really buckle down, sit down, and just say what you remember. I understand it's shocking of what happened to you, but that's not an excuse when it's all said and done. You got to do something. You need to buckle down and say, listen, I got to think about what this was. She said she couldn't see it, but she heard it. There's more to her story, or they wouldn't have pressed her on it. So we know that later on, she's definitely going to come in and say something. It's just that when is she going to actually say this thing? But we know that at one point she will come on and say something. She'll figure it out and she'll say something because they wouldn't have pressed it. They wouldn't have Boyd come up there and press that and say, what do you know and everything. And then she just runs out and says, I have to take a shower. Now, I can't blame her for having to take a shower. You know what I mean? I do not blame her for that at all. I would listen. She could shower all she wants. I would never touch her again. Ellis is a better man than me. I couldn't do it. Be honest, I couldn't. Our relationship, like that point, we would just have to be friends. And that would just be it. There would be no other way I'd be able to
That
run it with
changes the
you and stuff.
dynamic of the relationship forever, Tony. There's no coming back from that. For you.
You know, when it comes out like that, you know what I mean. I'm not going to be able to do that and stuff like that. I just wouldn't be able to. That wouldn't be my style and stuff like that. Do I have any memberships to give? I'm trying to see right now if I do. It should be in Dallas. What were super stickers, membership, gifting memberships? Oh, I have 10 gifted memberships. Yes, let's go. Let's go.
Making it rain.
Let's go for the start of the season. Let's go.
Let's make this shit rain.
Let's get that popping.
Welcome to the club, everybody.
Let's give that out. You know, thank y'all for being here. Over 200 people in here, only 70 likes. Come on, get those likes up. We can get to 200 likes, man. We get to 200 likes, I'll gift out the other 5. So let's go. We can get up there. At least get to 180 likes. I'll gift out 5 more memberships. I promise you, I'll get that done for you. You know what I mean? So let's get that up there. And Phil had another super chat for us. Says, saw Doug interview on another channel. He said he knows nothing beyond these 2 episodes we got. So he won't be back. No, I think that they made that pretty clear that he wasn't going to come back once they did the Sophia thing. It's going to be him rocking the Sophia. And the fact that when he talked to Julie, he goes, we have to stop. We have to stop doing this, running into each other all the time and stuff like that. And she basically didn't know who he was. So that means he's seeing her in different forms. I think he's going to be the colonial woman. And he's going to see her in that for another one for you, Phil, right here. It says that also motel could prove your theory. Building it's in another dimension. Pool sign out. Yeah, I agree that it could, and I hope that it does. And Phil, thanks you for that super chat.
No, I thank you so much. We both doing Tony Pajamas, the greatest name of all of YouTube. It's great to see you, buddy.
It is the greatest name of all of YouTube.
I just want to wear some Tony Pajamas, Tony. I just want I'm sorry. I don't know if it's inappropriate. I just want I want to put on some Tony Pajamas. That just sounds amazingly comfortable. It really, really does. And Tony's been calling this for a while. I hope it's not true because he's a friend of the show and he pops in the live chat so much, and maybe we'll see him pop up in a flashback or something like that. But Tony's been saying that he anticipates that Doug might not be in a lot of this season. And it looks like now that Sophia is going to be our primary adversary for most of the season, because if we go by the end of this episode as the general theme and they stick to this for most of the season, it's going to be about the townspeople. It's going to be that Walking Dead thing where it's like the monsters aren't necessarily the worst threat. It's going to be people against people this season. And it's going to be Sophia setting things up, or at least for a point of the season, and sort of adding disarray. We've already started to see it with some of the Bible flashes, and Kenny is definitely going to lose his virginity, but it's going to be to the man in yellow.
Yeah, listen, and listen, she may not last that long. She could do 2 episodes, and he can kill her. Then he can go into someone else. You know, he can go into Acosta next. You know, you can maybe do 2 episodes of her, and then he's in Acosta, and then she's going, and then maybe you get rid of Acosta, and he goes into somebody else. They can keep running this whole thing over and over. But I think he has to decimate everyone. I think that he's going to kill everyone, because I don't think everyone's going to get it. And I think the only one that can save them is Sarah. I don't think anyone else is going to be able to say. I think they're going to have to depend on Sarah to get them out of this whole situation. She's the only one that's going to be able to see through this shit. Everybody else is not going to be able to see through this at all. You know,
she's supposed to be that. She looks like 30 years old. But okay, I'm sorry. She's supposed to be a teenager too. She looks. I thought the character was supposed to be like.
She is there. I mean, she's definitely 30 in real life, but you know, I think she's playing like a 16-year-old.
Oh, really? I thought she was about minimum in her. Okay, so Kenny's not. Forget what I said about her and Kenny.
You know, so and everything else, but yeah. Listen, we got the phone lines open. If you want to call us up and you want to give your opinions, we'll take your opinions real quick before we do the recap. We'll start the recap at 9:00, but we'll take some of your calls if you want to call and everything else. I just got a notification. I got a gifted membership, so I came to put it to use. Thank you, whoever gifted it to me. And that is from Who was that on your channel, Phil? That is Gunshots.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you, Gunshots 410. Very much appreciate it, my friend.
And Laura says, when are people going to turn to Ethan and say, little man, tell us what to do next? Ethan knows so much about how this story goes. See, I think Ethan knows generally how it works, but I don't know if Ethan knows
this
exact story.
Does Ethan know that he knows is the question? Or does Ethan just sort of think he's more telling story stuff? Is Ethan taking it from any form of fact, Tony, or is Ethan just sort of repeating stuff he read in his storybooks? And it just happens to have associations.
He's definitely repeating stuff he read in his storybooks.
We've got Fatima calling in. I was going to call her Fatima in a second. Fatima, I said it correctly the first time. No, welcome to the show.
Hi, Phil. Hi, Tony. How are you guys?
We're doing good. How are you?
I'm great. Great videos, by the way, Tony. Certainly enjoyed them.
Thank you.
Okay. I just gotta say, when are they gonna start packing up Elgin's shit? Because he got to go. He cannot stay there. I don't care. They didn't sew his eye up. They need to go and pack his shit, send him down to the root cellar. That would be his new home.
I wouldn't have put a dummy hat. I wouldn't have put a dummy hat on. He's like, now that the baby's born, can we go home? No, you gotta go. You gotta go, dude.
Yeah, your new home. Sure, your new home is the root cellar, since that's where you want to keep people. He needs to go. But yeah, the episode was pretty great. Other than that, I think there was this. So Tony, I wanted to kind of understand your video when you were saying the man in yellow and the boy in white. Are you saying like they're the same person?
Yeah, you want me to talk about my video that I just put up on the stream right now? But you are a good caller. It's supposed to be a mystery in that video in there, but I will say yes, 100% they are. It's not. It's not.
I'm asking that for this only reason because I kind of was having this. Okay, when Ethan drew this picture of himself and gave it to Victor, right?
Mm-hmm.
He made himself. His clothing, the way he drew his clothing, he was in a white suit with a yellow shirt, right? I'm not saying he's the boy in white or nothing. I'm just saying the way the colors that he chose, it was like that's the same thing. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Or why put those two colors together? It just was kind of strange the way, and they made sure that we saw the picture when the way he handed it to Victor. So I was just saying that's why I asked if that's kind of like where your mindset was going.
That's fine. It's fine. It's fine. There's other people gonna watch it, but yeah, in that video, I give definitive proof that the man in yellow was the boy in white all along from the beginning when Victor first met him to the whole thing. I break down the whole thing. Also, Martin, he was Martin. I told you another video, the boy in white was Martin, and also that's Martin. I did that in the previous video, and it's also the same thing. I
so it held in space after getting.
And someone in my comment section even put something to my theory that I didn't even put in there yet. And what they put in there was like even further proof that it's him. And I'll get to all y'all super chats in this as soon as we get off this call. I promise you that. But I will. She put in this thing. She said you got to look at it like this. What did the boy in white tell Victor to do with all the stuff? He told him to go grab the personal items of everybody and then bury them. What did the man in yellow go and do? He went and picked up a suitcase that was buried, and he used those personal items to turn into that person. Mm-hmm. So when you put that whole thing right up in there and you throw it in there, you could see that he was just setting Victor up for the whole thing. But I break it all down in the video. And stuff. And
make sure everyone goes and checks out Tony's last two videos.
I'll give you all the proof that proves it. Even if you listen to Martin's voice when he says, that's when they get you. It's the same exact tone that Doug uses when Doug says, this is my favorite part. And they both at the end use that same tone of everything. But you can go check out that and all that stuff. And you'll see that is exactly what is going on here. That the whole time, the boy in white has been the man in yellow. And he's been coming to Victor and everybody else. And he was also Martin too and everything. So you'll definitely see it. or if you watch that video, you'll see it. But yes, that's what I'm saying. Yes, he is the boy in white.
I'm sorry, Tony. I didn't mean to put you on the spot like that.
No, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine.
It was a good spot. It was a good spot.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Thank you, guys.
No, thank you as always.
Appreciate you.
Great
people looking for the phone number. We'll put it in the chat. We got the real rebel. Eric says, you guys noticed the image of the wall on the stairs when Boyd was talking to Donna. Donna is definitely the mole. I'm sure of it. After this episode, I believe she's the mole, but I do not remember that. Please let me know. I'll go back and take a look. Did we get Nick once? He said also, we got that one already. We said that one. There's another one down here from Lord. Lordinos, and he says Donna is still sus. Kenny is getting it. 47, baby. I told you how 47 was going to come into play, and boom, boom, boom. And listen, I know people are thinking, listen, I had my theories about 47. The real Enigma and Theories has been dropping videos about 47 for over 2 years now. Me and him have talked about the number 47. He has a different take on it than me. I actually talked to him about it before I dropped my video and everything else and put it on there. But in the end, we'll see his theory, my theory. But the bottom line is we told you that 47 was going to be significant. The number is significant. And they put it out there that it is.
All I have to say, Tony, is 4, 8, 15, 16, 23, 42. And those who know will know.
That's it.
we do have a voicemail for someone left from last night. Let's see what this has to say. Okay.
Wow. I cannot believe that the man in yellow is now Sophia. We thought he was just going to change his shirt color. And he changed his entire identity. And I was going to use the Bible.
I'm sorry. I like this is why I like voicemails. I love how you said that, caller. I love your inflection right there. That was perfect.
These people in Frumville. That's crazy, man. And I'm going to throw a Bible passage right back into his, or I guess I should say her face. I don't even know. But beware of false prophets, which came to you in sheep's clothing, but inwardly they're ravening wolves. Because that is what the man in yellow / Sophia is going to be this season. I mean, we saw Boyd, he's already praised. I mean, the town's going to be looking for a new leader, and they're going to have a
Acosta,
fake religious leader in Sophia.
And Acosta, they're going to team up.
You guys do a great job.
Oh, thank
you. Can't wait to hear your newest episode. Peace out.
Thank you, my friend, from area code 973.
Zeus says, did they say 47 in the trailer? If not, yeah, you guys already watched the episode. Yeah, we all watched the episode. It came out at 12:01 in the morning.
Yeah, but some people do watch it at 9 because I think on different platforms it comes out. So for
yes, and they do say it in the episode. They say it straight up there. Kenny says that there are 47 people who are still alive in the village.
Yep.
And I'm telling you, the number 47, it goes back to Star Trek, Phil. It goes back to Star Trek. J.J. Abrams' days on Star Trek. That's where it comes from. Steph says, Tony, why did Smiley only speak to Kenny, not Boyd? I think it was important for him to speak to Kenny so that Boyd had proof that it wasn't a dream in his head. And now that it said Kenny's name, it backed up Boyd's story that that's what happened. So I think that's why they had him speak to him. I don't think it's anything more significant than Boyd needed proof that happened. And thank you for the new member, Jenny. I truly appreciate you.
That means everything. Do you know
what? Jesus, that's your guy. Well, thank you for Phil's new.
Oh, is that me? No, it's for both of us. It's a member for me, is a member for you, a member for both.
100%. But Jenny, thank you so much for subscribing to Phil the Issues Guys channel. Truly appreciate the love and everything else. And all that good
Tony,
stuff.
my favorite part of that scene for me, I kind of like these little things, these little weird touches and their acting choices or their moments that just add so much humor to it for me, Tony, because not only is this show scary and intense, I feel like they find so many moments to fit in some comedic moments. Even when Boyd was having his freak out moment, I felt like he started singing lyrics from It's a Wonderful World. But like it's in that scene with Boyd and Kenny and Smiley. While Smiley's talking to Kenny, he isn't just saying, "Hey, Kenny." He says it in such a nice, calm way. He's like, "Hey, Kenny, how's it going, buddy? How you doing?" And then at the same time, he's buttoning up his shirt. He's like doing his butt. He's like up. He's like proper buttoning his shirt. He's like, oh, hey.
Blood all over him and shit. You know what I mean? Buttoning the shirt. I still got blood to wash up.
The buttoning up kills me, Tony. He's like so calm. Like, oh hey, how's it going, buddy? How's it going? Oh, Tony, we got another call. We got the amazing We So Brooklyn. We So Brooklyn, welcome to the show. I'm glad that I've written in some of your numbers so I can just call you by your name. Don't have to be like, who is this? Welcome to the show. Blah, blah, blah.
Hey, Phil. Hey, Tony. How are you guys?
Doing great. Thank you. Tony's waving to you.
First of all, chef's kiss for the episode. It was great. It left us right where we needed to be. It gave us everything it needed us to give. It was great, the first episode. I want to ask, did anybody pick up on the bus? And I think we need to be focusing on the bus for these upcoming seasons. I'm sorry, I can't hear you, Tony. I can see you talking, but I can't hear you.
Well, I didn't say anything. I'm sorry. I said talking down. I was drinking.
Oh, I'm sorry. But yeah, the name of the bus, Grand Rapid Runner. The people on the bus have definitely been there before. We have to keep an eye on Barta, who now wants to take over the diner. She's definitely has something going on with her. Marielle, of course, we know it's something going on with her. Elgin, of course, they've all been there before. That's one thing I wanted to touch on. Tabitha is not reincarnated for anything. She's so in denial. She doesn't realize that her gift is the gift of touch. She's a touch medium. When she touches things, that's when she gets her visions. If you go back and watch season 1 through 3, every time she touches something, that's when she's a touch medium.
I offer myself as tribute. Sorry.
I didn't hear you. I'm sorry.
I said I offer myself as tribute. It was horrible. It was bad.
So yes, she's a touch medium.
Next time I see her,
the little boy Ethan is wearing all of Victor's old clothes. So anytime she touches Ethan and something, she'll get a vision or something will happen. When she touched those toys, that's when the little blocks that Ethan was putting together, that's when she started seeing the kids. She's living in the house. That's when she's getting her vision. She's a touch medium. She's not a reincarnation of Miranda or the other lady, Victor's mom. Sarah, Randall, Julie, all mediums in one way or another, either audio, visual, or touch. What else did I want to
so that
on?
way,
and it's
pause,
all
pause,
medically connected.
Pause on that for a second. So what you're saying is she's not necessarily a reincarnated form of anything, that she's just touching things and getting like visions from items when she touches them, and sort of like,
and she's so deep in denial that she has herself thinking that her and Jade were not married. I don't believe that part of the plot. I believe
she said she didn't believe it. She said that Jade was trying to stress it, and she was like, I don't believe this shit.
Okay, right. And she's like, not to believe it because they weren't. That's totally wrong. Jade, the color, I'll go back to my colors. Blue and green make jade. Green is the knowledge. Blue is the strength. Jade is a key player in this. I don't know how just yet, but he knows a lot of things as well. Oh, and the Brundles is the name of a video game company from the UK. The name of the lake that they love to go to, if you Google it, you'll see that it's the name of a video game company. So your other caller from the other day was like, it's a game. 100% right. I think it's something like even the Matrix, like they may even be put into this simulation somehow, but it's definitely it's either Victor's game from his imagination as a child.
Yeah, here they are.
It has all the characters from Old Maid. Those cards are from Old Maid, each one of those characters. And I think the characters that are still zombies, they didn't make it through the entire process. The people that made a deal for them kept their word. They are able to live forever through rapid cloning. You see, you can't kill Smiley. He came right back. Rapid cloning. We're in 2024, remember? We're able to do all of this stuff, remember? It takes tests and time. So the ones that are in the caves, they may have not gotten to the stage where Smiley is. So Smiley is the truth. They kept their deal. He's able to come right back and live forever. So that's one thing. The other thing, Tabitha in the hospital, back to Barta, the driver. If you look at Tabitha when she's in the hospital, there's a calendar on the wall.
there is somebody in a wheelchair and someone's pushing the wheelchair. If you zoom in to that photo of the lady that's pushing the wheelchair, it looks just like Barta. And Barta said she wasn't even supposed to be driving that day. Why is this happening to her? She was finishing her degree. I think they also have some type of medical connection somehow or another, either as a patient or being treated. So yeah, I think that's all I got down here.
Lots of great stuff.
Awesome. You had a lot and stuff. We really appreciate all your thoughts. Yeah, that was great.
And that's only the tip of the iceberg.
So the Brundles video game company, were they the ones that did Lemmings? I was looking that up a little bit. That's very interesting that they're the ones that did Lemmings, causing the people to go through the motions and go through the things. There might be some associations to that. So awesome.
And remember, Jade's billion-dollar software company built on imagination. Victor doesn't want to go home. Victor's like, this is my home. I think that Victor may even be the boy in white and man in yellow, because he's not going anywhere. And if you look at Julie,
I will own
cycle. But if you look at Julie in that first episode, when she sees Victor in the house and he's asking her about those peaches, she is.
Have you hacked into Tony's computer and looking at future videos? He's got that look on his face
that I've never seen on Victor's face before. He's not as innocent as we think he is. Look at that first episode when he's offering her those peaches. She is terrified of Victor. And then Fatima comes in and says, Victor, shoo, get your peaches and shoo. Then look at the photo that he draws when Julie is laying on the couch.
Dude, she's killing it.
Photo of Julie with short hair. She has short hair and she has the other red blanket on there. Victor knows they come back in cycles. Trust me, Victor knows a lot. And not only that, Victor drew Julie's RV flipped over in the woods when he was back at Colony House. He wasn't even there when the accident happened and everybody was running to get the table leg out of Ethan. Victor was at Colony House drawing everything. So his gift of sight is possibly that he doesn't even have to be there when it happened. But he knows he drew the exact thing that was happening and he wasn't even in town.
Fatima, I have an important question for you though. How much are you being paid for this call?
I wish I should be.
I'm kidding.
As much as my life that I put into rewatching all of this crap, I darn sure should be. That is so good. I'm so invested. And yes, Sarah is the Dawn. Do you hear me? When I went back and really watched Sarah, oh, you need me to kill him? I'll bring you his tongue. Oh, the driver's the one tripping? Which little boy is it? What's his name? Sarah is no joke. I didn't even realize it until I really went back and watched it. So I think Sarah, and Randall, poor Randall.
She may have stepped off with Elgin's eyeball. That eyeball
blocking out.
That eyeball is nowhere to be found. She may have stepped off with the eyeball when she left.
Yeah. Oh, he won't talk? Give me a screwdriver. I'll bring you his eye. Sarah is no joke. I didn't even realize it until I rewatched it. So yeah, Randall knows a lot, which is why they have the cicadas, quote unquote, which is they're just blocking his frequency. So he's probably an audio medium and he knows too much. He's too much of a rebel to go in there and not share information. So that's why they're blocking any frequency or audio that he could hear.
Captain America, Randall.
Yeah. But yeah, I cannot wait for episode 2. The start was just beautiful.
100%. I agree with you.
So much as always, We So Brooklyn. We look forward to hearing from you all season with your thoughts because this was amazing tonight.
Next episode.
Great job tonight. Awesome stuff.
250 people in the building. Make sure you hit that thumbs up. This is the Escaping Forum podcast. Don Tony Teflon.
It's a forum too. It's a forum. It's the Escaping From Forum, Tony. That's what you're trying to say.
Yeah, for everybody. This is all our spaces and everything else and all that.
TNA, we all need Sarah in our life. We all need Sarah.
We love Sarah. I always love Sarah from day one. And so make sure you hit that thumbs up, man. This is the #1 show for the fans, by the fans, the original From Pride podcast on all of
Sarah is going to
and
take down. I'm sorry, Tony, but Sarah is going to take down Sophia. Sarah is going to be the Sophia whisperer. And Tony said this earlier, and I'm not sure I even understood the gravity of what he was saying at the earlier part of this stream. But yes, Sarah is the key. Sarah is the only one that will be able to see through this bullshit, because Boyd will be too distracted doing his own thing. So it will give her give the man in yellow what are we going to call? Are we going to call her Sophia, or are we calling it the man in yellow?
Well, it's the same person right now. It's Sophia, so we got to go with Sophia.
Okay, so Sophia is going to have this town so on lock within the next 2 episodes, and Boyd's going to be distracted on a mission and all this sort of stuff, doing his own spirit journey and whatever. And the only person that's going to be able to call Sophia out on her bullshit is going to be Sarah, Tony.
100%. It's gonna, no doubt about it. It's gonna be Sarah. Sarah's gonna be the key, and she may even die in the process. Listen, I think a lot of people, now I'm thinking about more. I think a lot of people may not make it. I really think that's a good chance that Jade doesn't make it this season. Like I'm starting to think that Jade gets got too.
He was looking pretty weak in episode 1.
When I look at this situation, anyone married to Tabitha, I think, dies.
You do have Sarah on your death draft, Tony.
I do. And I think anyone who's rocking with Tabitha gets got. Jim got. Christopher got with Miranda. He got killed. Every time they keep getting killed, right? Both of them. So you would say Jade would be the next one to get killed and everything else and all that. People saying, can I have the call-in number, please?
I'm doing it right now. I put it in the wrong chat. I'm forgetting that we have double the chat rooms, double the fun right now. So real life, call on in, and we look forward to hearing from you guys. Thank you so much to everyone that's been checking out all Tony's pre-streams. He's been rocking it so much, keeping you guys getting this excitement. But here we are on this Escaping From podcast. As Tony was saying, we're the number one audio from podcast in the universe. So if you haven't already, you subscribe to us, damn it. Or you follow us. Do whatever the fuck you do. I don't know what you do with that shit. So yes. Exactly. Don't make us pay you for it. We don't know that. But we'll get into the recap in a second. We'll give you a second real life if you want to call in, or if anyone wants to call in.
Yeah, we do that. And if you just finished watching the show, welcome. If you come over here from watching the show and you want to talk about the show, this is the spot to talk about the show. This is the spot to get your theories out there. Let us know what you like and what you didn't like. If you didn't like stuff, don't be afraid to say you didn't. Like I said, I didn't like the fact that they showed that picture of Sophia before the show came out. I think they should have held that one picture back. They should have not had that smiley picture with her. Yeah. I just gave too much away with that one. That one was just too much. You know what I mean? I could have even held back the man in yellow transforming pictures. Like they could have not even put those in the trailer. I still think the trailer would have worked without that.
I'm a weird person in the way that if shows didn't have to, I wouldn't even mind if they never released anything. Fuck trailers. Fuck it. Well, like just when a show starts before season 1, I know people would hate people like Phil. I can't follow you on this road, but I'm going to say I would rather not know a goddamn thing except for what was on the show. I don't want to see pictures. Ultimately, I don't want to see trailers. I don't want to know anything. If I didn't do what we do, and not that I do it well, I'm just saying, if I didn't do what we did, I would never research that stuff. I would be ignorant, wait till shows were over, and binge watch the whole thing naked, like the man in yellow in the woods. I would binge watch it just like
that. And that's another thing I didn't like too. Let me get this out. I'm sick of this man ass crack. All right, too much man. We got Doug's ass on up there now.
It could be the
bloody ass. We had Smiley's bloody ass up there. Too much of this man ass. No one asked for the man ass. There's too much of it. You know what I mean? There's no need to see this shit no more. I think they need to start putting some Acosta up there, or something, or some Tabitha. Give us something here. You know what I mean? We don't need to see all that ashy ass. As Marcus, so you got that right. We don't need that shit no more. All right. We done with that stuff. Pause 100%. We don't need that no more, man. Let's get something else going on there. You know what I mean? For the homies and for the ladies who like to see that too. For all.
I was just a little ass crack. Mama told me. Oh, sorry. But yeah, it was a lot. It was a lot. And you said it in the video. I have it written in my notes when we get into this recap. From writers, directors, whoever you are, did we really need like I understand the Freddy Krueger, or as you put it, even bad. I put it as Jason Voorhees. Someone in your comment section said Toxic Avenger, which was good. You had the perfect representation of Martin from the Martin episode. When the Garbage Pail Kids movie, you know, like some weird shit looking like that. I get that shot. I get the full-on shot, but did we need, from writers, did we really need it? Did you need to do the close-up? That reminds me of when Game of Thrones gave us the close-up of like the fake Joffrey's, you know, genital abnormality. Like, do we really need the close-up of the sewing of it? Were they slow on their horror element and they needed, like, all the blood and guts and stuff doesn't freak me out, but that freaked me out.
I don't need to see nothing that could possibly happen to me in real. I don't want to see
exactly. That was horrifying. That was the most horrifying thing
that was too close for comfort. I didn't appreciate that. They could.
Next is like, we need it, Phil. We need all of it. Okay. I'm weak. I admit I'm a little weak. That was too much for me.
Yeah, I agree though, Phil. I don't think we needed to see that at all.
It was like a super close up, Tony, and they lingered on it too. It wasn't just like a quick flashing shot. Like they hung on like the close up, and she's like putting it together. It was a lot. It was a lot.
100%. It was too much. There's no need to do it. You know what I mean? You know, I was just have to say. I want to say that you know, our boy Elgin came is here rocking with us right now. Real quick.
Dude, I said Jason Voorhees. You're way more accurate on that one.
Elgin, what they do to you, Elgin, man?
Poor guy.
Elgin, what happened to you, brother? I mean, goddamn, son. Why they do you like that? Why they do my man like that, man? They have to do it like that, man.
Excuse me. Now that the baby's born, can we go home? Like, stop it. Stop it.
Yeah, we need that, man.
But we're gonna go home, right? No.
Eldor.
You haven't talked about it enough, but they gave Christy. They almost gave Christy the Father Cautry role tonight, where she's the one telling Boyd to fuck off. We'll get into it when we get into our recap, but I liked Christy tonight. They brought her back from the island she'd been on for the last couple of seasons back into the fold as sort of like a main focus, like up in that room with Donna and with Boyd, like to be a big part of the whole situation. And I really liked Christy in tonight's episode. She and Marielle, this is my favorite Marielle that we've got too. She really got shit done tonight, you know, and we'll get into that in the recap, but I thought Marielle was awesome in this episode too.
100%. Fatima says Donna told them to burn Smiley's body so that he could be reborn. Also, Smiley putting his clothes off before cleaning, throw up face. 100% she did. There's no doubt about it. And look at Phil's shirt, the Can't Break Me shirt. That is part of the Teflon TV shirt game. If y'all want some shirts, let me know. I'll put the link to where you can buy the shirts in the comment description so you can get a shirt like that. Can't break me, baby. That's the shirt I wear when I'm working out. That's my workout shirt right there. I put that on there. Well, every time I work out, I put the Can't Break Me shirt on there.
Boyd needs help. He needs the extra support right now. He needs this shirt. Kick it. Oh, I saw a lot of weird stuff in the. I think people just want to have her stay alive because they want to hear you say her name over and over again. But I saw some rumblings of people anticipating was the man in yellow Tilly, and I don't think the man in yellow was Tilly. I think Tilly was Tilly. I think Tilly was it. Tilly.
No, I don't think so. Phil got 2 new members. We got James Bowles, a member, and then we also got another member on the Field Issues. Lou is now a member of the Field Issues guys.
Lou. Thank you, my friends. Thank you for joining, and thank you for everyone. Tony, should we get into this thing? Should we start breaking this thing down?
Yeah, let's do the recap, baby.
Okay.
I gotta throw you out.
Okay. No one wants to see me jump around like an idiot right now. So maybe I'll do later. If enough people want to see that.
we get the lights up, you know what I mean? I'll put it up
Exactly.
in there.
If you stop putting the lights up, Tony will make me run around like an idiot. Okay, we'll do the stuff in a second. People are like, okay, no Sonic, your boy. Okay, you need my zoomies, Fatima. Okay, everybody. One, I don't want to destroy Tony with shitty music here, but here we go, everybody. It's time for that recap. Okay.
All right, we are back for the recap.
I scared my dog. I hit my knee. I'm gonna die now. You know, it happens. Okay, you're welcome. You're welcome for that. It's opening night. You know.
That's right. Opening night at the Grammys.
Okay, it's a quick workout. I'll be out of breath in like 5 seconds. It's a delayed reaction, like delayed out of breath, Tony. So you might need to talk for 1 second while I have a heart attack. No, okay.
No problem.
No, I'm kidding. So we start right off where we left off with the yellow guy killing Jim. People are such fragile things. We talked about this before. He specifically does say people, which I think is very interesting and kind of lays credence to whether you want to think he's some sort of magic creature or an alien or something from another dimension. He very specifically added that people are such odd things.
We have all sorts of stories, mythologies, legends that could be interpreted as gods, who in reality were misinterpreted extraterrestrials.
This is my favorite comment of the night, Tony. More man crack. Oh my God, was that me jumping around? Did you see some of that? Was there more man crack? Was that the reaction to my dance? Oh my goodness. And I gotta thank you for staying still, dog. So a couple of interesting things that happened in this scene, Tony. Doug says, stop. We need to stop meeting like this to Julie too. Mm-hmm. He shames her. Where'd you come from this time? Did anyone tell you can't change a story once it's been told? You get into that in great detail in your video and make sure you check that out. And then Julie too, how she disappears. She just poof disappears. So whatever way she time travels isn't necessarily, quantum leaping. She's actually her body's actually leaping.
It's more of like an astral projection. It seems like that somehow she physically can touch people. So it's more than that. But that's the best way to describe it. And I think the man in yellow realizes this because he's dealt with her so many times already that he knows he can't kill her while she's in that form. There's no way he can do so. He doesn't even attempt to. Just talks to her and just has a good time talking to her about it and stuff. And I thought that the man in yellow did a great job here with the putting the humor in there.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Totally.
And he sounded like Doug now. You know what I mean? Like before he didn't sound like Doug, but you could hear Doug's voice in there, especially when he was talking about the whole Ethan situation. Didn't anybody tell you that you can't change the story?
Julie, silly kids, tricks, silly rabbit, tricks are for kids, not rabbits. It was almost that kind of like silly rabbit.
Yeah, so he sounded like Doug, which was great that he sounded like I actually hear his voice in there and everything. So and so when we look at it, he's asked, what time did you come from? Not when. So he's just trying to figure out exactly like what timeline is she coming from. I think that's what he's meaning about where she's coming from at that time. And I think that Doug is going to be the colonial woman that they casted. I think that's going to be the man in yellow is going to be the colonial woman. I think that the boy who Julie says, Julie, you don't remember me. I think that was Doug on the stand. And Kenny shot him when they first got in there. I think that's going to be Doug in form. I think so. I don't think we're going to see the man in yellow again in that form. But I think we're going to see him pop around like that with Julie and stuff. And that's the way it's going to work out. Also, he was Martin, too, because, again, Martin was also somebody who knew Julie's name, which I put in the video. So y'all can go check that video out. When I told you that Martin is the man in yellow, also, I told you that he knew Julie's name. And this is one of the reasons why and stuff. So, yeah, without a shadow of a doubt. And I like the fact they went back. And Jim, Jim gave you, he goes, I like you, Jim. He's like,
fuck you.
And then also, And it also gives credence because I told people from last season, and people got on me. I said that time that we seen Jim get killed was not the first time that Jim actually got killed. That was not the time the man in yellow actually killed him. And this was not the time, because this was just a continuation of that time. But that's not the first time that he gets killed. When he gets killed, Jim, it's just him and the man in yellow. Julie doesn't know how to have that ability yet, so she's not there at that time. This time, Jim pushed Julie and said, go run. There is no go run when he first gets killed by him. So he may not die that way by the man in yellow. We've seen him die this time that way, but he may have got killed a different way. And that way may be exposed when he's put in the barn for next episode. And that's what I'm predicting is going to happen. He's going to be in the barn. I think a lot of people.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's for sure they'll find him. They'll find pieces of him hanging around different places, but mainly in the barn. He also says, you always tried hard. You carried so much. Terrible shame. You won't see what happens next. And we won't get too into that because that's our big reveal at the end, what he means by all this. As he giggles, there's a lot of giggling here as Jim bleeds out. Someone said, how did Jim talk with a slash neck? Television magic. We'll say television.
Yeah, and it was good. He said, gave him last fuck you.
He gave him a last fuck you. I hope if I'm ever in that position.
Yeah, that's big Jimbo. That's big Jimbo right there.
That was a good Jimbo moment. Oh, thank you, Schmopey. Very much appreciated. Great stream, fellas. One of these days, I will be off work and call in. We very much hope you do, buddy. And we're going to be on all year or all season long, every night, every Sunday after the episode. And then I'll be live right after that into House of the whatever. So it's going to be 2 shows back to back going on here on this.
And then we'll be covering that Apple TV show with the witch.
Oh yeah, you were talking about that the other night.
We'll be covering that show too. So get ready for that show.
Okay, so then we got to the priest with a new car and seeing the tree, and we'll get into that in a moment.
And they conned us right here because they didn't show us the full look in the car.
No, they conveniently hit it, and then we get
We should have known, because anytime we've ever seen anybody get stopped at the tree and there's multiple people there, we have always seen multiple people go out and check the tree.
Yep. And we didn't see the crows either.
Huh?
We didn't see the crows either.
No, we didn't see the crows this time either. There was no crows there, which is suspect that there were.
It was totally suspect, Tony, that the crows weren't there, because the man in yellow probably controls the fucking crows. So because he didn't give a shit, it wasn't like a full play out. So it was easy to just ignore the fucking crow thing. So that was something I wrote right here in the notes too. Where are the fucking crows?
Yeah.
And for whatever that's worth, we'll be doing this probably in the off season because there's so much to talk about during the season. But right after this, we get into our new intro, which does have some new shots and is heavy. And I can't remember because I usually skip it, and I actually watched it this time. There was a lot of crows in it. Was there that many crows in the last couple of seasons intro? Did you watch the new?
No, I don't know if it was that many crows. It did seem like there was a little extra.
My imagination was there an excessive amount of crows in the intro, and I'm sure Tony and I at some point will be breaking down the new intro because there seems to be some new stuff. They're associating things from the pictures directly with things in real life, or the live versions of them. So there seems to be some more developments, some more crow, and lots of fucking crows, murders and murders of crows in the intro. And thank you to Ledness, and thank you to everyone that's joining either my or Tony's. And make sure, if you haven't, I know most of you probably already have, but if you haven't and you're subscribed to me and not subscribed to Teflon TV, make sure you do that. And of course, the other way around too. Make sure you subscribe to both of us and follow both of us. So our next scene, Tony, is the aftermath of Fatima, the first part 1. Kenny, Fatima, and Ellis. She's talking about what she remembers, the town sacrificing their kids, making a bargain with something horrible. She refers to that a couple times. Something horrible. That this must be the part that, but she couldn't see it all, and she talks about Kenny's needs to go find Boyd. But the something horrible I want to examine for a second here, even though we talk about this again later. That must be what she's not telling. She must know more about what that something horrible is, right?
Yeah, she has to know exactly what it is, and she's for whatever reason, afraid to say it. You know what I mean? And for whatever reason, she's just not willing to go out there and say what this horrible thing is. Did they put these little kids in boiling pots of water and burn them up? We know we have that picture of that kettle in the thing, and that would be horrible. I think the most horrible scene I ever seen that was in that samurai show. You know, did they do something like that? And then people who want to think about witches and that this has something to do with witches, then maybe that would be it. I mean, if you're looking at horrible things to be, that would be it. It doesn't seem like, from what we've seen with the children, it seemed like when we seen those Anakui children, they were hypnotized. The way they were just chanting over and over again. It seemed more of a hypnosis thing. Like, that didn't seem like it's terrible, but it didn't seem the way she's saying horrible.
Horrible.
Like kids were mutilated or something like that was going on.
Tony, I'm not saying that you're one of my closest friends, but I'm gonna go here though. Nothing could be more horrible than what Stannis did to his own freaking daughter on Father's Day. So until you cross that line, like, I want to know what horrible.
I think boiling in a pot of water would be worse.
Yes. Shogun was worse than Stannis. Yes.
Yeah, that's worse, because that's gonna take you longer to go. Because at least if you're burning, the smoke will take you out.
Fair. The only thing about the cauldron thing, it makes me think of Gargamel and Smurfs. So it doesn't quite make me think too.
He was trying to make Smurfs.
But he was trying to, but in some versions he was trying to eat him, in some versions he was trying to turn him into gold. But either way, he was trying to mutilate those goddamn Smurfs and make it hurt on the way out.
Yeah, and they're only 4 apples high, those Smurfs.
Fucking Smurfs. That shows how inept that motherfucking Gargamel was, dude. He couldn't stop those fucking little Smurfs, and he had a cat too. You know, like a cat's like meant to carry those type of creatures. Oh, we have a phone call. Of course, we'll pause our recap for phone calls. This is area code 725. 725. Welcome to the show. What's your name? Where you're calling from, and what's your question or comment?
I'm Treasure from Las Vegas.
Welcome, Treasure. We remember you. Welcome.
We got Treasure.
I told you that little chick was going to cause problems. The thing that
I love this show, Tony.
Did it for me was when she went over and started touching and like caressing the talisman. That didn't tell you the game is different. It has changed. What's this for? Oh, that was terrible.
But I also think it was interesting because she asked him specifically, how does it work? And he could not explain it to her, like why it actually works. So there is something that makes it work. You know what I mean? Whether it's just the game piece or something, but she wanted to know if he knew the reason why it worked, and he could not tell her that. But she was fishing for it, trying to get him to say it. But he had no idea why.
I think they threw this in there because changeling ways make people go fairies. I don't think it's fairies. I think that was mechanical.
Listen, it's not going to be fairies. Let people think that it's just because they brought up fairies in the RV. I understand why people want it to be fairies, and I understand that fairies are shapeshifters, and the fae is this, and it does fit. And it's not like they're just pulling it out of their ass. I just don't believe that's what it's going to be.
I agree with you. It's scientific. I think when he shapeshift, it was mechanical. That was not body. That was not organic.
It looked weirdly stop motion. Like it looked very mechanical. I'm
going to put it in my next video about my second video this week about the Man in Yellow. I'll drop it probably tomorrow. But yeah, I'll talk about the whole shape shifting, and I'll give you a 1-to-1 comparison of the shape shifting and show you that it's exactly the same.
And 4-7 came up again.
Yes, it did. 4-7. Pew, 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 pew.
When he counted out those bullets, though, my blood kind of ran cold because I thought they're not breaking Boyd, they broke Boyd. If he's willing to do an Abbey on the whole town, wow, that. It was that
mission.
He didn't want that grandson. It was that everything was fine until that grandson. That's what did it. It was that fact that his grandson broke him. That's what broke him. That damn grandson.
It was finally said, "Hey, Kenny, what's up, bro?"
Yeah, dude, as he's buttoning up his shirt, like he's dressing from a blood shower. He's like, "Oh, I'm just getting out of the shower. Let me button up my cardigan here." You know, "Hi, Kenny. How have you? How's your mom?" Like he should have said, "How's your mom?"
Your mom tasted good. I mean, it was so bad. And though I have to say, I also agree with you. I wish that I hadn't seen her evil smile, because I would have figured it out. I didn't notice that she wasn't in the car. I didn't notice that until, like, I would have been completely stunned. I believe the sweet little girl and her priest father, which no one seems to be calling out. That priest daddy brought a little girl into town. I would have just totally believed that until the end, if I hadn't seen the smile face. But I have to say, this is my closing thought, when he says this is a part where they tear themselves apart.
Mm-hmm.
Is that what happened at the massacre?
Maybe
100%.
Maybe, yeah.
100%. That's how it happened. They did it to themselves in the end. And that's, if you go watch my video and I explained it, that the man in yellow is the boy in white. I put that whole massacre in perspective and exactly why it happened and how it's going to happen again if they get their way.
You just dropped that?
I just dropped it like an hour or so ago.
I watched that right now. I thought, I have to say, that I was disappointed in season 3. I really was. I thought it was a little silly. I thought the kimono lady was a little silly, and the pod egg thing growing into. I thought it was a little silly.
I thought the plastic wrap he pulled off, that Smiley pulled off himself, looked like one of those giant condoms in the Naked Gun movie. Like when he pulls off this giant thing off of himself, it's like the life-size condom on Smiley. Sorry.
Right.
I know.
This episode brought it back. I mean, this is right up there when Megan got killed. I think it's pretty good. So
awesome.
my From Gurus, stay sexy. You guys are the best in the business, and I enjoy every minute.
Thank you, Treasure. I appreciate it. Take care.
I was saying to C. Hawkins, with my family last name. Do me a favor right now, C. Hawkins. Go on my channel, watch my video. It's not that long. I think it's only a 10-minute video, and then come back here and tell me where I'm wrong. And if you prove to me right now that I'm wrong on that from after watching my video, I will give 5 more memberships right now. And
you can even watch it on double speed and cut your time.
Yeah,
so
watch it. Just do it. He's saying just go out there and do it. Too easy. Don't give me the too easy. Just go do it. You know what I mean? Help people out in the chat. You'll be doing it for the chat.
Help them help you.
You'll be doing it for the chat. So go on there, watch that video, and then tell me how that's not the case. All right?
So
Tony, that's all I'm asking you. Before you make judgments or anything, go out there. I made a video. I told y'all he was that the man in yellow was Martin. I said that a while back. Did that video. You know what I mean? You're not gonna miss the show. It's only 10 minutes, brother. It's only 10 minutes. We gonna be here. We ain't going nowhere. We're gonna be here for a while. It's only 10 minutes. You know what I mean? And everything else. So yeah, definitely go do that. You ain't gonna miss the show. Don't make excuses now. He's like, he said it's easy. Then I don't want to miss the show. Let's go. Let's get it done. It's only 10 minutes, bro. I play the video right now on the stream if people wanted me to, if they really wanted to see it. People like, they'll play that video for me right now. Teflon, I played it on the stream right now.
Don't make his life easy, Tony. We got things to do.
But go right there. Go.
Don't keep people from clicking on your video. Okay, so let's continue with this recap. Kenny goes to find Boyd. He heads down some creepy stairs with a lantern, and we get an atmospheric shot. Not much to talk about here, but it was a great shot, and it showed the production values going up a lot. As a build of mix and POV back and forth between Kenny. Kenny's kind of like conveniently dumb. He's got the William Riker role of Star Trek Next Generation. Like he says the stupid thing that the audience needs to say. Boyd, what are you doing? What are you doing, Boyd? But I liked Kenny this episode. Boyd sneaks up behind him and says, "Shh."
Yeah, we gotta get Patty Tabby in this bitch.
Yeah, we gotta get the fuck out here.
Oh my god! None of that shit. All right, shut your mouth.
And Tony, then it turns into like a comedic scene where Smiley pops up. We've already talked about, but then the two of them run out of there like
You gotta go. They run up them steps and just slam the door. And you don't even hear nothing banging, nothing. Like they just let them go.
Dude, they just book it. They're like me running from the cops at 16. They're just like, get the fuck out.
It was like the ending of Benny Hill.
Totally, dude. Totally. And they're like, they go out as Kenny asks, what the fuck, how? And Boyd's like, it's the baby. I watched it grow. Kenny's like, wait, what? Fatima gave birth to that? And Boyd's like, yeah. So we go off to Colony House. Donna meets Christy. The group of residents are coming back, and Sarah's there too. And Sarah's like, people are coming back. I should leave. And yeah, Sarah, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, it's like Sarah's like, I should go. And listen, they didn't even try to hold Sarah. They didn't say, Sarah, you got to answer for this. They were like, Sarah, you were justified for doing it. So she's justified for doing it. She's gonna get no backlash over this. This is not like another situation with Ethan or anything. They're not gonna want her to go into the box with this. She's gonna get praised for this. She found Fatima.
I want to get to Glenn Carter's comment because I guess I'm a little bit towards Glenn Carter's point, but Tony makes some excellent points, and I really believe anything's possible. I disagree also. I think the boy in white is the big bad. The man in yellow is his henchman. I think the boy in yellow is pretending to be good because he's a boy in white is pretending to be good because he's trapped trying to escape. That's kind of in the avenue that I think. Tony makes some good logical points, and I think we're in a situation here where
they just go watch the video, and I think that I think the video speaks for itself, and I don't think there's any part of that video that can be picked apart, that can be said that's not true in any way. Not one part of the video. I think everything in there is not just me saying it. I back it up with everything that the show has shown us. Direct facts, nothing that you have to draw a conclusion from. That exactly says what was going on there, and it just shows that that's what's going on.
And I auto corrected it in my mind, the wonderful Glenn Carter. But you're very, very welcome. And yes, I love how Donna's talking to Christy, and Acosta. I just want to say this line in case I miss it. But when Donna says to Christy, "Yeah, Elgin or Sarah plucked out his eye with a screwdriver," she had reasons. And that's the only rationale we need, Tony. She had reasons, and she did. She kind of did.
She did. Poor Elgin, man.
So speaking of poor
Elgin.
Poor Elgin. And
Elgin, what happened to you, brother? Damn, Elgin.
What the fuck was your girl doing in this scene coming up here? Donna brings Christy in, and Costa draws the gun on the doctor. Donna's like, we know it's not loaded, stupid. And he tells her to piss off. Acosta gives a stink face. Donna out stink faces her and tells her to go sit down and tells her to leave. And Acosta just sits down, and Donna says, fine, fucking stay. And then Christy and Donna, this is where they say the thing about screwdriver reasons. He takes his hand away and he looks like, Tony, please show the picture again. We see Elgin for the first time. And Elgin looks like this for those that can't see the screen right now.
Elgin got lumped up pretty bad. They really did him dirty, man. They really did him dirty in this. Real bad.
And as Amy in the live chat says, he looks rough. And Christy does her best, but to not ask questions. Donna says she'll answer questions later. And here we go, Tony. People want to sketch out this girl. Let's sketch her out again. She shows up. Clara gets her. Is Clara in every episode showed up for 2 seconds being annoying?
2 seconds. Clara is. I think she's the only extra who gets speaking parts. I think that's what it is. But I think maybe they see the fans' comments. They see what it is and stuff. So they may just be fucking with people with it.
That almost seemed like a fuck with her there.
You know what I mean? We see people mentioning her. We had no intention of doing it. We'll just have her show up here and say a line so other people could just say something again. I think that's what it is.
Yeah, but you're probably right about that one, but I love how they saw that. As Clara says, Fatima and Ellis are coming back, and Donna heads out for ice and such. We go off to the man in yellow in the woods. He's digging up his stuff. We already kind of talked about this. His suitcase. He's naked. He does a strip tease.
Yeah, he's over here like he's a goddamn Chip and Dale dance. He's like the Thunder from Down Under.
Thunder from Down Under. Yeah.
That's what we're gonna call Doug Hugh from now on. If he ever comes in this chat again, we're gonna call everybody when you see Doug Hugh and he comes into our chat. You make sure you call him the Thunder from Down Under. All right,
Thunder Doug. He is looking hot. He is showing it off.
He's playing "Pour Some Sugar on Me" while he's doing it.
Pour some sugar on me. He's like he's trying out for underwear model. He's looking good. So we go off to Boyd and our good buddy, future boyfriend of Acosta, Kenny. No, I'm kidding. Kenny is asking over and over again what's going on. This scene is, well, sorry. Why is random music playing? Shut up, Phil. Okay. This is the type of scene, Tony, that makes me feel lucky that we have Harold on this show, because this is just A-level acting here. This whole scene, Kenny's asking him over and over again what's going on, and he's just center focused. Again, we talked about this earlier. He's counting out the bullets. He's saying, "We need these bullets, and I need a head count of people to make sure we have enough bullets for killing us all," basically. And Kenny's the whole time like, "What the fuck? What are you doing? What are you doing?" He goes, "Listen, we had one win. We had one win against these things. If we don't have that win, we have no way out of this thing. And we have one day that we need to be able to choose our own way out of this thing." And Kenny understands what he says, and he says 47 people. Now, I guess my somewhat question is this a temporary thing with Boyd, or are we gonna have to deal with a Rick Grimes season of Boyd being down?
He'll snap out of it eventually, but because you see him push Acosta against the ambulance and stuff, and in the hero's journey of every show and every book, there has to come a point in the hero's journey where the hero doesn't feel he can win. Yeah, it's a typical hero's journey thing that every writer does, and this is Boyd's part right now. You know what I mean? And now after this, he'll get over it. And once you get over this hump, you win the game, right? That's the way it goes in the journey. So
I say he's over it by mid-season. Although, if we're talking about these darkest days, and I know you have him high in your draft pick, if we were just picking people that we both think are going to die, and even more so after this episode and the interaction he had with his dad, I think Ellis is long for this fucking world.
Ellis is out. Ellis
is dead man walking on the Green Mile right now.
Ellis is out this season.
Ellis is so dead.
Not going to make it. He's gone. Ellis.
That scene later in this episode where Ellis is like, loving Fatima, considering everything she went through, is supporting Boyd. He's so dead.
When you do the hug to the dad and you do the big hug and the big embrace, that's it. Beep, beep. That's it. That's the end of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, dude's done.
That's the way it goes down.
TV trope 101,222. Ellis is dead. Okay, so fixing the hole where the brain came in. Off to Christy, Elgin, and Acosta fixing the eye. He looks better as the eye is swelling's gone down a little bit. Christy's an awesome doctor. She's like the professor from Gilligan's Island on this shit. She really is. Like, the closest thing that we've ever seen to the professor from Gilligan's Island is Christy.
She is an emergency room doctor from Brooklyn, New York.
Dude,
and because when you see it all in there, right? And you can fix anything when you got a hospital like that, a Queens General Hospital, because everything comes through that door in the emergency room. She could be on the Pit right now. In fact, her next show might be the Pit. She may get off this show.
They might get her a roll of that.
That's the way she should go. If I was her right now and her agent, I'd be contacting the people who make the Pit and trying to get up on the Pit. That's where she needs to be.
Glenn Carter, I'm not sure why that comment didn't show up in the main run of the chat, but that's fucking hilarious. She said, "Careful, Tony. She said the actual name, but someone might claim you're paying Doug to slander Chinese food in your chat."
Oh my God, Jesus Christ!
Don't do that.
We gotta watch it.
We're not gonna say that name, but I appreciate that you're hilarious, Glenn Carter. Okay, so she's fixing it all. We've talked about this scene a lot already, and we ragged on Elgin. I feel like we're kicking a man when he's down. Elgin, this is the scene where Elgin's like, "Are we still going home?"
He thinks he was successful in his mission.
He still thinks the mission. Say what you want about Sarah, but once Sarah did the deed, she's like, I got manipulated. Like, she knows it. She's not letting it happen again. Like, and even though the voices still talk to her, they still press her. Elgin, God bless his beautiful little soul, is like such a weakling. I'm sorry, Elgin. I'm sorry. This isn't about you, dude. It's about your character. Your character is weak, and your character is naive, and your character is drinking the Kool-Aid too much, dude. And I felt for him because it's honest, though. Like, I think what made part of the early part of the series so horrifyingly amazing, Tony, was that we had things like what happened to the little kid and what happened to Porn Stash. And I think Elgin is kind of showing that same thing. It's not just someone makes a mistake, is manipulated by this place, like Christy says, and comes back from it, like Marielle or Randall or Julie, even though they've been through it. Like, some people just still think it. You know, they're like the fandom thinking bad theories. They're just like, oh, I really believe this. And that was Elgin in this moment, Tony. He's like, I really think I'm going to make it. And then they show the close-up eye surgery. And this, like, yada, yada, yada. I don't know if you have anything else to say about this scene, but, oh, God.
Yeah, you know, I not much. I'll just say my girl Acosta just looks like a snack every time I see her. Like, she's just beautiful. Her thighs are just amazing.
She's not looking
she's just, you know, it's amazing. So, you know, that's the only thing I take away from that damn scene, and that's it.
As always, you have an eye for the beautiful, my friend. You have an eye for the beautiful. So, speaking of beautiful, we go to Tabitha in the woods. She goes home and she has a reunion with her family as they start to reconnect and head homeish. As the car rolls into town, speeding through town, Boyd says, "What the fuck?" as the car slams into the sheriff's.
Yeah, all the women in the chat are saying Acosta sucks. Acosta is horrible.
She is. She's like one of the worst people. Those characters ever. I know the deeper meanings, and Tony gets into it very much awesome later, but I can't wait to get into the diner scene, because I also just like the basic level of that, where the trolling of calling Acosta a clown. I know there's deeper meanings, and I love where you got into that. I've actually worked on the play you were talking about, so I was amazed to hear you even talking about that play.
Nobody else got that, Phil. I'm the only one who got that.
You are. No one even knows the play. No one knows that play.
No one figured that.
I do, because I went to theater school, so I was appreciating Into the Woods.
Doug Hugh came on my video and said, "Yo, you know, Doug doesn't agree with nothing I said, but he said good catch on that play. You know,
yeah.
He's like, really good catch.
That's a good play. It's a good. I worked crew on that show. It's a great fucking show. I love when I felt like that Leonardo DiCaprio meme where I'm pointing at the screen. I know that play. I'm like, oh, Tony's talking about something I know. But I love also just the obvious take of that scene where the monsters are just calling her a clown. You know, where they're just saying, "Hey, clown," because she's a clown. Okay, so Tabitha's in the woods. The graveyard.
We see her grab the hoodie. She said she didn't want to change her clothes because she didn't want to get comfortable here. So when we see her go for the hoodie, it seems that she's going to get comfortable there, and it seems like she's staying in the diner is where she's sleeping.
Hit flicks. You better watch out. Tony will block you if you talk like that too much. You know.
I finally saw Acosta outside of From. I understand. Yeah, hit flicks. You know, I'm glad you understand, but just keep yourself at a distance, bro.
We love it. We love you, hit flicks. I'm kidding. Sorry. Okay, so Boyd says, "What the fuck?" as the car slams into the sheriff's building. I love how in your video you're like, "Yo, whatever the fuck that place is," the sheriff's building. As we immediately see the crucifix hanging, which I think foreshadows the fact that Sophia, Man in Yellow, is going to be using religion as the main weapon to try to cause division out there. Anyway, so Dad's not dead. Daddy's okay. Sophia has some glass and metal pressed up against her neck. It's not quite cutting her, but and immediately, Tony, this actress, I love this actress, because this actress was playing multiple colors, as they say with acting, like multiple, like playing, you could see. Once you know everything, you can see her playing it under the character she's playing. She's playing a character under a character. Bravo to this actress in the way she's playing this, because you can see it if you look. And she's putting this on. It's an act from the very fucking start, overdoing it. Daddy, I love mommy. Give me daddy. Like it's bad. And it's like a bad sort of like over dramatization of someone in an accident, Tony. It was
perfect. She perfectly played it. She did a great job. She's one of the MVP actors of the season. I mean, MVP, I'll give it to Boyd this one just for his emotional thing.
That's a good thing. Every episode, let's do that. Let's give our our MVP or MVP of the episode. And I think, yes, it's Boyd, but we almost have to, it's like when you discuss the best Wu-Tang member, you have to take Method Man out of it. We almost have to take.
Well, he did have a really good emotional role.
He did, but Boyd's always the best actor in the episode. That's what I'm saying. It's like, but that's like with Method. We got to take Method. Like, he's always the best. Like, we can't mention him. We can't mention Boyd because Boyd is always the best actor. Like, who wins the Boyd Award of the night? And I think the Boyd Award of the night goes to Sophia.
Sophia, without a shadow of a doubt.
But you're right, Tony. Boyd was the best tonight. He was.
Yeah, Sophia acted her ass off in this thing, and the way she played it. And as you said, you could see her playing a character under the character, and she did a marvelous job at it. And listen, beautiful girl, beautiful young lady, and she's a creepy looking fucker. You know, she looked creepy with those smiles. Like, she couldn't smile at me like that. Like,
as well as Sarah does, like the sick, not Sarah, Julie does the like the horror,
the ugly scream. Yes,
this girl does that creepy look just as well. Like they need to do a horror movie together after this, where one's the killer, one's the scared like scream queen. Like they both are excellent young actresses, and I know they're friends. I've seen them post some stuff together. So I'm looking forward to seeing them work together, as the Man in Yellow is going to be fucking with modern day Julie probably through Sophia. I can definitely
know she's gonna know what she could do. But listen, she may set Julie on her path to do it. Like, she can figure out what Julie's gonna do and all that. She may be the one who cuts Julie's hair.
Dude, it's very true.
She may give her a haircut.
Dude, that'd be so cool. That'd actually be strangely fucking cool. Let's continue here with the recap here for a second. So just get through this quick scene because there's a lot of action. Boyd says, "What the fuck?" Blah, 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 blah. Boyd gets things together, and Tabitha talks to Sophia and tries to help calm her, as we see a Bible in the shot, as Tony mentioned in his video too. It was very conspicuous in that shot. Same with the crucifix in the window. We get a tense scene of them helping her while Sophia is screaming. She wants her mommy. She wants her daddy. She wants her. Shut the fuck up, Man in Yellow. And Boyd and Tabitha help and talk to her, but they eventually cut her out. We cut to Kenny getting some stuff and grabbing Jade for help. They eventually get Sophia out of the car, as I mentioned. Jade shows up.
Real quick, we got to write this stuff down.
Okay.
We're going to do a Porn Stash Award, everyone, for Dumbass of the Week. All right. So,
I'm going to write these two down. Best acting job in Dumbass Character of the Week. Okay.
The Porn Stash Award for Dumbass Actor of the Week.
Porn Stash Award for Dumb Character of the Week and Best Character of the Week. Okay, so our Porn Stash character for the dumbest character of the week, for me, is going to go to Kenny. If you have a new character in town and that you're not aware of, you don't fall asleep that night. You're staying there to keep watch the entire night, and you pass the fuck out. And which allowed her to murder that dude, Kenny. You trusted it. You drank the Kool-Aid where she was obviously playing you. Excuse me. You need to know better than that, dude, if you're going to run this shit.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Elgin. I said Elgin gets the awards for me. It takes the game. I'm sorry. I love Nathan. We're not talking about Nathan. We're talking about the character Elgin. Elgin just dumbass. He's the Porn Stash of the week.
He wins. Yeah, he is nominated. That's what we'll do. We have our two nominations, and the audience pick, or we either decide between us, or if it's a close vote that we can't both agree.
Everybody
we'll bring it, but I'll agree. I'll yield to you. It's Elgin. It's Elgin. If I had to vote again after your rebuttal there, I will say it's Elgin. So for sure, I think the problem with best acting of the week is I feel like it will go to Boyd every week if we start giving it to Harold. Like I think it's just like we'll call it the Harold Award. Like it's the Harold Award and the Porn Stash Award. You know, are our two awards of the night.
We go with the Pernu, right?
The Pernu, yeah, exactly. The Pernu sounds much classier. We got Jay SM down in the live chat. Great to see you, Jess. Jess, I just called you Jess. That's Jay. It begins with JJ. Okay, so Marielle helps Sophia, who's like, who says this? She's trolling right away. Are you a doctor? No, I'm a nurse. Oh, okay. Fuck you. Trolling already.
Hey, Marielle looked like a snack in her jeans too. There, I ain't gonna lie about it.
I can't lie, Tony, either. And we're only human. Marielle made me double take. I was like, Oh,
Mary Alice. Yeah,
I got a little
she wears
black.
those jeans like that. I mean, she's like competing with Jessica Jones in them jeans. Like, you know, like she's the way she wears them. She wears them very well.
I grow more of a fan of her character every day. Okay, so she asks, should we find out more about the dad stroke, yada yada. Again, I'm flashing through this because we know all this stuff, and this is all a ruse anyway. So we go to Randall. Randall comes. I think this is somewhat important. Randall says, Randall makes help. Me, Randall, help. You guys making a winch or wrench or whatever? I'm out of chains. And he gets the door open, and we see Victor show up for no reason and comfort Ethan. And
Ethan was very cold about everything.
The whole episode, dude.
About everything. Everything that came out of his mouth was just very cold and just dry. It was no, I mean, people could have been dead in that car. He didn't really give a goddamn. You know, he's going, dad's dead, isn't he? Like everything he said this whole episode was just a different Ethan that was seeing there.
I mean, he's 47 years old now, so I mean,
yeah.
Ethan's got the mustache, the 5 o'clock shadow. You know, he's it's dark days for Ethan at this point in time. And everyone, I know it's not quite there yet, but I'm a hippie, so happy 420 to everybody coming up real soon.
420.
Make sure you're getting ready, you know. Okay, yeah, it's like St. Patrick's Day. Only the amateurs smoke on this day. But everyone, come on, grab it, do it. Okay, so Kenny's gonna stay at the clinic, and Boyd's gonna go find Fatima and Ellis as Boyd looks weird and defeated, which sort of gets our stuff, which foreshadows his sort of breakdowns later. So Jade and Tabitha talk. Ethan wonders where the new people will live, and they ask about Dad as he'll be back. And she says Dad will be back before dark. And Julie and Ethan go inside. I didn't see this way, but after having watched your video, I'm reassessing the situation. Jade comes up on her like, "Hey, baby, you're having the visions. You want to hang out?" And I think he suggested a threesome too. He's like, you, me, and Jim can like hang out, have some drinks, and figure stuff out. No, I don't know if it was quite that direct.
It definitely seemed like he was going there for a booty call. And Tabitha was basically saying, I'm on my period. And then she thought and said, well, I'm too old to get a period. So I have a headache. My kids are here. Listen, come back when my husband's home. Man. Like,
I don't think he was entirely, Tony, I'm not sure I agree with you 100%, but he wasn't entirely not looking for a booty call. I think there was, I don't know if that was 100% of the reason. I think he also was like, we need to tell people, we need to catch up, we need to see this situation. But I think at least 40% of that, 40 to 50% of that was booty call.
100% he was about it. And listen, her what she said is 100% right. And she goes, what's more believable? That they're lying to us or that we've been reincarnated for over 100 years? And the most believable thing is that they would be lying. So her point is plausible. And I think that's what it's going to come down to in the end. What to actually believe and what not to believe, and people doubting everything. I
don't want to get into this too much, but RH, come on. We have pulses. We're kidding. We're joking. We'll talk about Jade too. Jade was looking great with his hair. No one's saying we talk about girls too much.
Who said that?
Somebody said it in the live chat.
Who was the one who said it?
I'm sick of how you guys talk about women that I often have to turn away and watch someone else. I thought I'd try to watch today, but I don't want to hear it. So
we just talked about Doug Hughes' ass crack.
I'm talking about how handsome Jade looks.
Did you hear us talk about Doug Hughes' ass crack on screen? Because we talked about that. We talked about that. We talked about Smiley's ass crack.
Did you see how handsome Jade looks?
You know, if people they always want to pick and choose what they want to see. You know, they'll hear. But we talked about that. We Jade talked about all this stuff. But
Tony, can we see some Jade and Kenny ass crack? I want to see some Jade and I want to see some Jade and Kenny ass crack this season. That's what I want. I know you don't, but I'm going. That's on my wish list for the season. Okay, so
you guys talk about girls too. Well, guys, I mean, what do you think? There's girls over here. I see girls, and Michael B. Jordan does a movie. Go watch their podcast and see what they say about that man. And they don't hear no guys saying, "Oh, I can't watch this. You girls are swooning too much."
Laura, see, I have you. Laura's like, yes, please, Jade, Kenny, Ellis. I'm with you. Let's bring it. I'm an equal opportunist here. Let's bring it. Okay. Anyway, so
you see him with his shirt off every other episode. The guy's got his shirt off.
So anyway, wait. I am. Thank you, Fatima. This is what we actually care about. We don't care about the dudes that are saying this to us. We care about Fatima, and I saw Amy say she doesn't mind either. So we're taking it. We'll take from our listeners that are women to say if we cross any lines. We appreciate We appreciate. And absolutely, I'm like the Miracle on 34th Street Santa Claus. There's like 8,788 people trying to suck up the succubus of the creation that Tony birthed here. So if you want to jump on somebody else, go ahead. What's that, a threat? Go for it.
Go have fun.
So we continue. We appreciate it. We hope you come back and say hi again. So Julie and Ethan go inside, and Jade says, you mentioned this in your video. I think this is the most intelligent thing that Tabitha has said since no. But I think this is actually the smartest thing Tabitha's ever said. She says, listen, we don't know if this is real. Sarah heard voices that said they wanted to kill Ethan. Elgin, like, people are hearing voices all over this place. They're telling them things that aren't true. How do we know that the vision we saw is true? It might just be, what's more likely? That the thing that's been fucking with everyone's fucking with us now, or that you and I have been coming back here generation after generation trying to save some kids that are already dead? What do you think is more fucking likely? And I think it's an excellent point, Tony. Like, I'm not saying that she's right, because I think maybe it's somewhere in the middle, but it's probably the smartest thing Tabitha said in the entire series.
100%. And she's in it. You would have to take what she's saying for it to be right more than likely. I don't think it is, but I think that's where it's going to be. The problems of the night. I think when it goes down to it in the whole night and everything, that's what it's going to be when it's all said and done. That whole situation is going to have to be a what to believe and what not to believe, and if this is true and it's not true. And I don't know about the reincarnation thing. I don't buy it 100%. I just think it's memories that they're being implanted with to make them believe that that's what's going on. I don't believe that they've been reincarnated.
I really like what our caller said earlier about Tabitha being somebody that touches things and gets visions.
That was really good. That was really good.
I can't remember if that was Fatima or We So Brooklyn.
Brooklyn. We So Brooklyn.
Okay, our next scene after this, as Jade goes off, as Tony mentioned, Tabitha's like, when my husband comes back, we'll talk. And Jade's like, oh, okay, I'll go home now. Okay. So Jade goes off, and we go to Boyd talking to Acosta. And he comes up on her. He's like, listen, Acosta, we got to talk. She's like, don't fucking touch me. Get the fuck off me. He's like, we got to squash this. I'm not squashing shit with you. This is one thing I want to add to something you said in the video, because you didn't mention this. And I was hoping you would mention this. She says, listen, you're no hero. You're a monster. I'm not sure what you were before, but you're a fucking monster. And she says this, Tony, because you said she's going to drop dime, and I agree. But she also said, in the additional part of that, you all you people are monsters. So what's she talking about? Sheriffs? Like, what's her no, I'm kidding. But what she says all of you people are monsters. So she doesn't just think Boyd is. So right now, who are her friends that she's going to go to talk about this stuff with? Because she thinks everyone here is fucking
everyone who has participated in it, I think she thinks is a monster. So the only people I think that she would have on her side would be Marielle and Chrissy, the nurses, and Bata, because she's sleeping in the diner. But everyone else, I think she would associate with it. I just don't think she's long for the show. I really don't think she's gonna make. I think if we get her for 5 to 6 episodes, I maybe 7. But I don't know if she makes it 7 to 8 episodes. I don't think she's making it this season. I think she's out of here this season. So, but yeah, I think she's gonna spiral out of control and get dealt with, and Sophia is gonna put a bug in her back, or something's gonna happen, and she's gonna get out of here. I don't see her making it.
So Veronica says, where will Boyd live now? It looks like he might spend some time in a colony house. I was wondering if he was going to smoke some weed and get into a gangbang or something like that, but I wasn't sure. So Boyd is up in Colony House. Donna asks if you could spend the night. I don't know if that was like a you can spend the night in my room kind of vibe, but no. Donna asks because I'm talking too much about girls. I'm obsessed with.
You better watch it.
I better watch out. I know I'm having some problems.
We got over 280 people here.
Oh my goodness, we are so lucky, and thank you so much. We got 260 from Tony, and I got my 20 on top just to add a little credibility.
That's great. What are you talking about? We keep going. If I get 10 more and you get 5 more, we may hit 300 tonight.
Exactly. Keep pushing it. And we're not even to the point. The episode just ended. So please, if you haven't already, share this out and like it on both channels to help.
Yeah, that's how you do it. You do that. You put it out there and everything else for everybody. And we will and make sure it's most important that you just hit that. You hit that thumbs up button. It's really important that you do that. You know what I mean? You do that for us and you get this video out there. We may be able to get 300 people, which would be the record for this season. I think the record for all time is 5. I think we've done 500 before. So, but we may be able to get to 300 live viewers right now.
And if you really want to push it, Tony's all-time live is probably like 3,000-4,000 for early pregame Game of Thrones stuff.
Yeah, we did over 5,000.
Mine is close to that too. For Better Call Saul, I did like 4,000 or 5,000 in that final.
Like over 5,000. I think is the most I've ever had watching the show.
I would have thought it was Game of Thrones for me, but Better Call Saul was the final season was pretty huge for me.
It was amazing.
Like that was ridiculous, actually. So anyways, Boyd shows up at Colony House. It was because I dropped those spoilers, so then everyone was coming to me like I cheated. I dropped like a leak sort of situation, but I went all sir somebody. I'm not gonna finish that sentence. I went all droppy. So Boyd shows up at Colony House. Donna asks if he's gonna spend the night. And I'm sorry to talk that way about your Donna people. And Donna says some shit about people having questions, and Boyd's just ignoring, and he says, "We got to go upstairs. You got to hear this shit." So we got someone's in the kitchen with Acosta. Someone's in the kitchen. I know she's taking off her uniform. Can we all watch the show? No. She takes off her uniform. She's trying to clean it off, and the jukebox fucks with her and plays some Frank Sinatra. Send in the clowns. It's funny because she is a clown, and she finds some new clothes to change into, which we'll see her in the next episode. I'm not going to get into this. And I hope Tony doesn't get into this because I want to force you guys to watch the video. But Tony gets into some awesome territory. We talked about this a few minutes ago in his breakdown video for this particular part of the episode on what the Frank Sinatra meaning could be, which is actually Sondheim meaning. So if you haven't already, make sure even pause our live stream right now and go check out Tony's breakdown for this video. He gets into it a little bit more details, but long story short, it could have some association to certain plays that are talking about people into the woods and magic stuff, and not magic stuff. But
well, listen, no, I say the magic because I don't. If I come up with something or I figure something out and it doesn't fit my narrative, I'm not going to hide the fact that it doesn't fit my narrative. I'm going to tell you what I found. So you know what I mean? But you know, if you go in there and you look into it and into the woods and all that stuff, it does have some witches stuff in there. It does have marriage, some magic stuff in there, but it also has a lot of alternate realities, alternate dimensions on top of each other. It has all those meanings in that song. So, you know, and in the multiple songs and stuff. And if you go watch my video that I broke down and just go to the end to the theories part, I talk about it in the theories part back then. And I guarantee you that there's not one person on Reddit, not one person on YouTube, not one person, anyone that came up with that. No one thought of that. If anyone does say it's because they watched my video.
Lying back the shit that copied you. And Tony, I blow a lot of smoke sometimes, but I'll also call you out when I don't agree. But I thought that was fucking awesome. Like I thought that was fucking awesome. Like I being a theater geek, you kind of played into my fucking weaknesses, but I still loved it. I saw like either way, I loved it. Being a show I'd worked on before, but okay. So we get a Christy and Fatima. This is a fun scene because Fatima is fucking aggro in this scene. Christy says Fatima looks physically fine. She asks about the birth. Fatima barks at her. Whoa. What would you like to know, Christy? Would you like to know about the fucking kimono lady that dragged me out of here and yanked that thing out my vagina that you said wasn't in me? Yeah, like,
that's basically what this. That's basically
like, come on, am I holding back? No, that's ultimately what she said there, Tony. She's just like, fuck you. And I loved it. I have to say this. Pega, I've seen her sometimes in groups and stuff not get the credit she deserves. I thought she was awesome in this episode.
She was great. She was great. Listen, she almost won the award. If it wasn't for Sophia, she would have won it.
Yeah,
it
like her like when she's like, I told you fucking, like the end of this scene, I told you fuckers. I told you fuckers something evil was inside of me. Like, I thought that was really well played. This was one of my favorite Fatima moments in the entire series. To be honest.
And when she was in the shower, it seemed like it got blurry for a second. It seemed like the image shifted a little bit there when she was in the shower. I got to go back and look, but it seemed like that's what it was.
Oh, VFW, you rule. Phil and T, you guys rule.
I thought that was Acosta for a second. I just moved closer. Well, thank you so much. I was like, who's it?
You are wonderful. Thank you.
I was about to pull my shirt off.
You watching? Wait.
I was about to do it. I was reaching down to pull the shirt off. I was going to flex the
like, wait, Tony, is she watching?
I was about to pull a KP up in this video.
I know you're flexing, Tony. Stop flexing the arms, dude.
I was about to do a KP up in here.
You're making me feel small. You're making me feel small, buddy. You're sending in the clowns. Okay, so Fatima, Christy and Fatima, blah, blah, blah. Boyd comes in. He's like, I got to tell you guys something. And Christy and Donna's in there. Christy goes to leave. And he's like, you can stay too. Ellis and Fatima tells them everything. Boyd tells them what happened at the end of season 3 with Smiley growing. Fatima says, I gave birth to one of them. And he says, not just one, the one I killed. And then we talked about this earlier. This scene gets chopped in half for some weird fucking reason. We hear a huge sound cue. We cut to outside with Donna running outside and Victor's dragging a bed. And it's a weird scene, but sweet. Victor's moving Daddy in. Henry and Victor are cute. And Henry and Donna flirt. And it's Tony.
I think it's setting up the Henry. It's setting up the Henry Donna.
I agree, but it was such odd placement of the scene.
It was odd. I just think they were looking for something to do with them, just to have him in there to let people know he was. Because I think that, open the episode, you want to catch up with everybody, right? You want to catch up with everybody's character. That's a main character. Like people say with Bata, like Bata, you don't need to see Bata. She's not a main character. So you want to catch up with the main characters. They didn't really have anything for him to do. I think that was just something that let you know he's still there, and now he's moving in Victor's room, and something's going to happen in that room. There'll be something in there, whether he looks at the pictures on the wall and he's able to identify them, that Miranda drew the same pictures, and that's what they do when they go in there with it, and they move it forward that way. Like, oh, your mother drew this picture.
Yeah.
Your mother painted this picture. This is something your mother painted, and you painted the same exact thing. I think they'll go that route with it, and that's why they're going there, but that's what I think.
I think they'll have one singular episode this season where Victor and Henry are the main story for an episode, or at least they did
an episode straight up with just Julie's story walking the whole episode, and that was it. Would you be comfortable with that?
Yeah. I mean, I think they need to do something, and I would doubt that they do a whole Julie's story walking. They probably do Julie and one other story, like Julie and one other thing that they check in with off the story with. Okay, if you do a Julie story. From what we've seen in images, is Julie going to go story walking without Randall?
I think he's involved somehow, whether he's waiting for her or something, but he's going to be involved somehow.
Right. So I think her. So maybe they'll flash back to where Randall is, but I could see a whole storyline with a whole episode with Julie flashing through time, trying to save Jim, or checking in different time periods of this, doing the Bran Stark kind of thing.
Yeah, just bouncing, coming through, going back out, going back. Once she takes that mushrooms, that's it. I promise you. I promise you that's what they're going to use to open up.
They're tripping on my birthday. The Long Strange Trip episode. They're fucking. There's some app.
The mushrooms. She's going to take that mushroom and she's going to be able to stay there longer because they purposely showed her phase out quick with the man in yellow.
No, they told
You know what I mean? So they're setting up that she's going to be able to stay longer eventually. And I think it's when she takes those mushrooms and she starts tripping, that's going to be able to make her stay longer.
I think you're probably right on this. So our next scene is the hospital. Kenny, Marielle, and Sophia. Marielle and Kenny chat about if and when Daddy will wake up. And Marielle is like, yeah, it's not good. And I forgot to mention this earlier, but it doesn't matter because this guy's dead. I don't care too much about him. I'm not going to talk too much about him. But Marielle said earlier that she didn't think what was wrong with him was physical. And it doesn't look good even if he does wake up. Sophia comes over and asks about the phone. Stupid little thing that I don't think really matters anything, but little thing that I noticed. So the man in yellow, whoever or whatever he is, however long he's been in this town, knows about cell phones.
Yeah.
He knows cell phones are a thing.
He knows about a lot of technology, I guarantee it, when it's all said and done.
Right. So whatever. It's like he's not like some spiritual creature that doesn't understand cell phones or some like magical entity that's like, he's like, he's playing the cell phone card here, right? He's like, but anyways, and she wants to call mommy, and Kenny gives her the talk about the tree as we cut, which is weird, but it's weird because what we figure out later. And we're rolling at the end. We're almost at the end of this episode. Julie is worried about Dad and knows some shit happened. And we're also with Jade and also know something's up with Jade and Tabitha being obstinate. As this is, we get into what Tony was talking about with Ethan. Ethan is like, stop yelling at each other, you two. By the way, is Dad dead?
Yeah, Dad dead. He's so dry pan. I mean, if people want to say this is a transformation of Ethan, and like I know the color theory thing and everything, and Ethan is wearing yellow. And I'm not going to deny he's wearing yellow, but the man in yellow ain't wearing yellow no more, right? So if he starts, he's going to wear peach now and stuff, and all of a sudden, are we going to look at people wearing peach and say that's what it is? I don't know if that's the role they got for Ethan. I would say, if anything, Ethan would be more of a Victor person than anyone than the man in yellow and stuff, turning into that. And then I heard people saying, so who said this? Someone said that Boyd is turning into the man in yellow. And I don't understand that.
Everyone's turning into everybody on this show. I don't even see that.
Yeah, I didn't get, someone said that and left it in my comment section, and I don't understand.
People just be saying shit. People just
gotta explain that shit to me because I don't get that.
People just be saying shit. Okay, so Kenny is finishing explaining, and she almost takes down the talisman. You mentioned this in your video too, and she's like, "Oh, what do these things do? Does this work?" And she reaches for the talisman to go just take it down, and she seems to be taking it too okay. And so she's like, "So the monsters come out at night, right?" And then she quotes some Bible verse and she takes it well. And Kenny prays with her, says he's not religious, but it's okay. God still listens. She says something, please, daddy, please, daddy. Kenny's falling for all of this. And the biggest giveaway, Tony, for the con, and people notice this. Mm-hmm. When people ask you permission to do simple things, they're probably conning you. She's like, is it okay if I go and talk to my dad now? Why are you asking permission to go talk to your dad? You're being too forgiving. When someone's too nice to you and too accommodating and asks you all these questions, they're fucking conning you. They're fucking conning you. Keep your antenna.
That daddy, as Pixie Vine TV says.
Yeah, and dad, it's so fake, Tony. It's so like, daddy, like Kenny is as sharp as a fucking marble, dude. This guy, the Kenny is.
No, I mean, this is the place where they have a bed with straps that they have to strap people down because this is the way people or everyone reacts this way, right? So that they have to have that whole thing down like that. That's why they have it up there, because it's a constant thing. When people come in, you have to do this. This chick cool with it. She's like, "Oh, monsters here. Don't worry, we're checking back out. I can't go out at night. That's fine. I don't have to go out at night. There's no need for that." So, she was just cool about everything. She was about it. Like, she's like, "Oh, get a sleeping bag. We'll chill here on the floor together, Kenny." And she was about that life.
You're fucking, as always, you're cracking me up, Tony. Okay, so Kenny is finishing explaining. I already talked about that. So we cut into this, and I didn't see this in my first watch, but I noticed you talking about this with someone in your comment section. And Fatima's showering, and they pan on her. They show on her face, and they end up panning out and show that she's showering in her clothes. Did something weird happen with her face?
Yeah, it's like some type of like. You have to watch it and you'll see it like the either the camera bends or it seems like it gets distorted, her face, and it's not from the water. It's something else going on there.
Yeah, something.
So y'all go back and watch it. You'll see it.
It is. It's something hinky going on in that scene.
Yeah, there's
so
something going on there.
So we go to our next scene, second to last scene of the episode, or getting towards the end, which I call Boyd Pity Party. Donna says a lot of people are going to know what happened, and Boyd changes the subject and says another car showed up, 2 new people, and explains it all to them. Boyd's like, it's basically yada, 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 and that girl's going to die here. And that was such a great line read by Harold. The way he says it, he's just like, and that girl,
that young girl,
she's probably going to fucking die here. Like the way he said it, and everyone's like, dude. And he's just like, what the fuck? Harold hasn't done enough comedy in his career. He could do comedy so fucking well. Like, he's so funny. He's funny without trying to be funny. He was funny in Romeo and Juliet. He was funny in Oz. He was funny in Lost. Like, he was funny in Sons of Anarchy. Like, whenever, without even trying. He's funny in The Matrix. Maybe he tried a little bit in Matrix, but he does comedy so naturally. And this was just such a comedic line. And this girl, she's probably gonna fucking die. The way she says it, dude, it's just golden. It was the greatest line read of the episode. Walt, yeah, exactly. Where's my son? Walt, where's my son? Walt. But Boyd's deadpan comedy is hilarious. It really is resistance. It's futile. It's futile to deny it. And he's like, the one thing that gets me out of bed, is knowing that we might beat this place. And we might go home. And when I saw that fucking thing smile, this place, Donna, you're right. This place, the game is fucking rigged. It doesn't mean shit. And Christy, Father Cautry's his ass, gets in his face and goes, Boyd, shut the fuck up. Stop being a fucking wussy and cheer up, Buttercup. You need to see, you better stop believing. And I love what Ellis does here, Tony. This is the only thing I ever ask for anyone who's friends with me or cares about me or in a relationship with me. If you want to tell me I'm an asshole, like, wait, don't do it in public. Wait, like, send everyone out of the room and then tell me I'm a fucking asshole, Tony. This shows someone's got your back. And this is where we know Ellis is dead. Because Ellis showed himself to be a great fucking son in this moment, dude.
Too much. It was too much for Ellis. When you see that in the show, that emotional thing, you go. You go. That's the note you go on. And it just makes it even more heartbreaking. Ellis is dead when he goes up to the new
dead
thing. He's not making it back.
Dead man walking. He says, Christy's right. You got to be the strong one. And Boyd's like, and this is the Oscar consideration for Boyd. Boyd's like, I can't do it anymore. All my sacrifices, Abby, everything, it all can't be for nothing. I can't do it. I can't do it. Just great acting. And I will say this. Ellis, the actor that plays Ellis, and Boyd have amazing chemistry. I really believe this kid's his son. Like they really play this well. He could be Walt. He could be Walt for you Lost folks. So as the Matthews stay up late waiting for Jimbo, we hear also a clatter. Santa Claus is downstairs as Tabitha heads into the kitchen. And this is what I love about the consistency, about the continuity of this crew. They make sure it's the same shitty, disgusting fucking trash food that Jim prepared for Ethan at the end of last season, Tony. Like the same pile of shit is on the stove that Jim presented, and it gets thrown away, and the house goes all Amityville. What do you think the Amityville thing was?
It's Julie. It's Julie story walking at a different time, and she's closed because if you look. Both cabinet doors don't be opening at the same time. You can see she's got one with this hand, then she grabs the other one with this hand, and you could see how it works. And she grabs them both with this hand. You can easily see how she's doing it, and that's what it's going to be when it's all said and done. None of this stuff. It's not Jim. It's not that. It is 100% when it's all said and done is going to be Julie doing it.
Thank you so much for all the super chats for both channels. Let's keep it coming for Teflon TV and Fill the Issues Guy. We very much appreciate it. It keeps us being able to do it. You don't realize how much it helps, especially these days. Even $1, $2, they all fucking help, dude.
99 cents helps.
99 cents, absolutely, Tony. Every fucking help. Daredevil, James Gandolfini's son, is rocking it. And I will say this, this season of Daredevil is probably some of the best stuff that's ever been for the Disney takeover shit. They're actually holding true to Daredevil. It feels like a continuation to the story, better than last season. I like it. I love it.
Well,
Right
they got the Netflix guys back, right? So
they basically have the same vibe.
You bring back the same team. That's why you get a good show and everything. And James Gandolfini's son. It's about time, because they sabotaged him trying to play the young Tony. That's just a role. I don't care if you're his son. You just can't pull it off. It's not like Ice Cube's son, who was able to pull him off. It's a more difficult role James Gandolfini was playing than Ice Cube's son just playing his dad.
100%, Tony. 100%. And I think the highlight of this season for me is Bullseye. He's been killing it this season and doing
he'll get his own show.
He's been fucking awesome this season. Okay, our last scene of the episode is Sophia as she checks if Kenny's sleeping, who passes out on the job. I don't know if Kenny was supposed to stay up all night, but I would guess he should. And he's sleeping, and she gets in bed with her dad. She takes off her glasses. Great acting here by this actress too. And she wakes him up. She says, "I know it's confusing, but you played an important role."
She wakes him up with the touch.
Yeah, she touches his.
Wakes him up, but he's still comatose where he can't speak at all.
Mm-hmm.
He can't speak. That's why she's like, "Just blink if you can understand me."
Yeah, you blink twice if you understand me.
You know I mean?
She says, "You played a small role in an important story." And we see the flashback of Doug transforming in stop motion, opening up the suitcase, finding a dress inside that you've mentioned that got buried by the creatures earlier, because we see it in the basement at a different time with Tabitha, I believe. And I love the effect style that they chose in this moment. They used sort of a stop motion style that looked very mechanical into as he transforms into Sophia. She says, "It's not fair. You pulled over with kindness in your heart." And we see how she crashed the car, and the smile on this girl's face. She has an amazing smile. This actress has an amazing smile. And he adds, "This is where we get the end sentence of the big thing, Tony. And I'm curious of what you think this is going to mean. I'm sad that you won't see what's next, because this is my favorite part. We've done this before. And I wish it could last forever. You know why? This is when they tear themselves apart, as she enjoys suffocating her fake dad to death." And that, Tony, is the end of our episode. So what do you think they meant by the about all that at the end with the turning themselves on each other?
Yeah, that's basically what it's going to go. And I think that you see that right now with, should we believe this? Some are going to believe this. Some not going to believe that. You already have Acosta is going to be against Boyd. You already have Boyd, so there's going to be a faction against Boyd. There's going to be people who support Boyd. You could see it all right now. And once you have the house divided, then that house is going to fall. But then them actually physically hurting each other is the thing. What makes them physically hurt each other? Is it going to be some type of chemical that's released or something in there that makes them just have to attack each other or something, the way they do? Because the way those bodies are ripped up and stuff like that, that's just more than just a war. That's just not beating somebody up. That's just ripping each other apart. So it could easily be that. It could easily be, that they have some type, or they put something in them to make them just go psycho like that.
Two things. Number one, everybody, we're very close. Keep sharing this right now. We're very close to 300 people. Let's try to get.
We're almost there, people. Keep sharing it. We're almost at 300.
Definitely. Do you think turning themselves against each other is going to be? Because you kind of are hinting at this question. I want you to dive a little deeper here. What do you think it's going to be? Sophia verbally kind of playing people against each other and using manipulation and religion and tactics like that? Or do you think it's going to be some sort of, like you said, something that a chemical or something that they let?
It's got to be some type of chemical. I mean, she may get them mad at each other, but being mad at each other and tearing each other to ribbons is two different things, right? When he says tear each other apart, he means physically they're going to rip each other's bodies apart. that he's gonna watch them do it, and he's gonna be happy to see it. And he wants him to. He loves seeing it. Loves it. This is his favorite thing, and wish he could just sit there with popcorn and watch it for the rest of his life.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. So it's not just them getting mad at each other; it's them physically tearing their bodies apart. So I think she could put some division in between them, but something else has to happen here. You know what I mean, to make them actually go at each other like that. And there's going to be.
So you think some sort of chemical or some sort of something is going to be?
Yeah, it'll be some type of chemical, I think, will be set, or in something in the air or something like that that'll cause them to do it, you know, to each other.
Interesting.
When it's all said and done, I think it's got to be something like that.
Oh wow, we have more people. We have 30 people over there. We get 200 plus on Teflon TV. Keep pushing this, everyone. We very much appreciate all you guys checking it out.
And now the phone line is back open. 781-990-8509 is the phone line. Definitely call in. We want to hear from you. Your thoughts. What do you give this episode scale of 1 to 10?
Okay. When we're doing 1 through 10s here, I want to be clear on my rating system. My rating system is within From. I'm judging it based on From, not based
judging it by From, not other television shows. Just this show.
What is this, like the best episode of From? For like, this is a 9.5. This is nearly a perfect episode of From. I think this is one of the best premieres since the first episode 1. I think this is a 9.5, could be a 10. If the only thing that doesn't make it a 10, Tony, is what you mentioned, and I've mentioned a couple of times too, the fact that they gave away too much. They gave away.
Yeah, it's a solid 9. I think if they didn't give away the Sophia smiling picture, it could have easily went up to a 10. But the fact that they did give that away before it came out, there was no need to give that away.
Why did they do that, dude?
I don't know why they released that picture so late in the game. Like, it really made no sense. Like, as soon as you seen that picture, everyone knew that she was the man in yellow. It was like, there's no need to do that. They should have held that to their vest and everything, and they're good at holding stuff to the vest. So I don't know why all of a sudden they just decided not to. But yeah, I'll give it a 9.
Unless they just don't care, unless it's one of those things where they're like, you know what, we don't give a shit. Like, it's so much part of the season that she's the man in yellow that they just kind of wanted to make it just something. But I don't know, because if they didn't show us anything like that, it could have been a very fucked up reveal for a lot of people that didn't see it coming at all through the episode. But instead of that, anyone that follows that is like, we know she's evil. We know something messed with her.
Yeah, as Carla says, she gives a 9 out of 10. When we saw the transformation ahead of time, my husband didn't see the trailer beforehand, and his reaction was priceless. Wish I got that experience too. Yeah, so if you didn't see the trailer, it's better. That would have been better for everybody.
Yep, 100%.
And all that stuff, So yeah, I could see it. It probably would have went to 10 if they would have did that. You know what I mean? But it goes from that, especially for an opening episode. You know what I mean?
In speaking, Carla, and anyone that happens to not be in the U.S., if you guys want to call in at any point in time, let me know, and I can open up the Discord and we can talk on the Discord. I can get you live that way, so you don't have to actually pay to talk live. But we can get you live on Discord as well. So if anyone that's not in the US and can't call 781,
we'll pull you up on Discord.
I'll pull you up on the Discord. So
yeah, if you can't, if you're outside the US and you want to call, we'd love to hear from you. We'll give you the Discord. You can call through the Discord, and that way you don't get charged. You don't have to worry about getting charged. I mean, you're not getting charged for that. All right, we'll get you on here. There's no problem. We'll get you on here, and that's what it is for anybody out there. You know what I mean? No 1-800 call.
International calls are different, Sonic. Long distance is different than international. International turns weird with some financial stuff. But yes, so we could definitely do that in the future this season. So keep me posted.
All right, Phil, hold it down. I gotta go to the bathroom. I gotta throw something in the oven just real quick.
Absolutely, everyone. Let me see if I can get to my screen right here so I can get on screen for you, because you don't want to necessarily look at that. Where is it? Okay, so Let's get into the live chat here. I can't have any more charges. I'm already on probation for my last thing. Yes, I'm on probation too. No, cancel. Cancel your ass right there. There we go. Let me turn that off. There we go. That's what I was trying to do. Not that you guys doesn't necessarily want to look at me, but you can look at me if you want. Or I could. Oh yes, is it drumming time? We've got a phone call here. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no, you hung up. Call back. Call back 773 or whatever area code you are. Or whatever the thing you are. Call back in. Call back in. Call motherfucking back in. Ah. Oh, I will. Don't worry. So this episode, if this is when everyone RIPs each other, how many characters will we lose this season? I have a feeling we're going to lose a bunch. I've talked about this before. I hope this season ends on a really dark note. I'm a sadistic fuck, I guess. But I do. I hope this season ends on a really, really dark level, especially now that we know that this is the season or this is the moment where everyone turns on each other. It's a horrible situation. Such a stoner. Me, I resemble that remark. I do. I resemble that remark, sir. I need Granny Monster to shine. I think we all need the return of Granny Monster. I feel like we've been sleeping on the fact that we need some returns of some of these monster creatures. These monster creatures, these nightmare creatures. I hope Sophia, Man in Yellow, does not get Kenny killed. I have a feeling Kenny is in for a roller coaster ride of sadistic motion this season. So I'm scared for Kenny. I am. Because I don't want to see anything happen to Kenny before he gets some good situations. The puppy in your background don't budge when the bongos start. No, or when I jumped around like a moron. Hey, everybody, it's 2 a.m. on WEEH, the Teflon Film Radio Network. This next song is called Random Shit by Phil and his friends. Here we go. Oh, no. What are you doing? Play it. Oh, no. Well, let's turn this shit down. Oh. I think we have a phone call. Let me turn this down. Wait. Oh, here we go. Sorry, phone call. Area code 513. Welcome to the show. Sorry it took me a little bit to get your phone call. I was acting like a stoned idiot. What's up?
What up, Phil? What up, Tony? This is Nick Mac Studios. I just wanted to call in and say I feel like they're already setting up some of the things that can get Sophia like caught up, because she said she left her phone in the car, and that kind of struck me as interesting. Like maybe eventually they'll try to move the car out, and Kenny will kind of be like, "Well, I don't see no phone," you know. I don't know. But or also the priest. She was saying, "Oh, I got to call my mom," and it's a priest. You know, they gotta. You know, being a priest, he'd obviously be married. Maybe he doesn't have a ring on his finger or something. Like, I just see them eventually catching on to some of this stuff. What do you think?
Yeah, I think they could easily break her story if they look into it. You know what I mean? You have to look into it.
Yeah.
It's are they willing to do that? You know what I'm saying? Are they willing to see what's going on and want to peek behind the curtain?
Yeah, I thought the first episode was really strong. I thought Doug and Sophia, their dynamic of playing the same character was great. The transformation was done really cool. I like how it kind of like glitched it out and stuff. But anyway, I figured I'd call in and say what's up, and
we really appreciate it.
Yeah,
we hope you
represent the 513 representing out there. Appreciate you 100%.
Yeah, call in all season, my friend. We hope you do.
Heck yeah. Good talking to you guys, man. I'll definitely call in a lot more.
You better, motherfucker. You just said it. So now you have to.
I will.
Now you have to, my friend. Now you have to.
I got you.
Thank you, man. We very much appreciate it. So make sure you guys call in. Keep calling in tonight, everybody. We did our recap, and we'll stay on as long as we keep getting phone calls. I know Tony has to work in the morning, but we can keep Tony up as long as you guys keep calling in and get questions.
I got to work in the morning. I can only stay up for a little bit longer. But
exactly. We started early, so it's only 10:30 right now, so it's still early-ish.
Yeah, we get till at least to 11 o'clock.
Exactly. And so keep calling in, keep your questions in the live chat. And if you're shy and you don't want to call in, you can always text our phone number. If we're missing your chat, if you're like putting it in the chat, and you're like, I want to get my comment in, and we're missing it, you can text in. And I also want to mention, if you're listening to our audio podcast, thank you. You can also call in and leave us a voicemail 24 hours a day, 7 days a week at that 781-913. 781-990-8509. If you do that, we'll play it on the show the next time.
Yeah, and we'll be doing a straight theory stream. I don't know, hopefully Phil join. It'll be Tuesday around 8 o'clock. We'll do straight theories, and I'll just talk all theories. So if y'all just want to talk straight theories, then we'll do all theories then, and on that stream and everything else. And
for those of you that care for my channel, Matt and I will be live this Thursday doing a Sopranos live watch.
Definitely check that out. It's well worth it. Sopranos is one of the great shows of all time.
No hot chip coming up anytime soon. But that being said, I
ain't
told
worried about the hot chip. I got this in the bag, Phil. In the bag, he says it in the episode. He says it.
Do you know what's
awesome? I'm not really worried about it. All you people laughed at my alien theory and all that stuff and all that. Thought it was a piece. It was nonsense. Y'all all going to see it. You're gonna see it.
Either way, it's awesome that we actually have the series concluding, so we get an answer to this question, so we know if Tony's gonna eat the chip or not. Area code 864. Welcome to the show. What's your name? Where you calling from? And what's your question, comment, or whatever you got?
Hey, Phil and Tony. This is Mr. Don't Be Naive, calling from South Carolina.
Welcome, my friend.
What's going on, South Carolina?
No, that much. I got a couple of questions. I don't know if you touched on it. I tried to go through your old videos and live to see. The first thing is, I put it in the chat too, and some people replied, was boy or wife correct by saying they need to die to get out of there? Because the reason I was saying that is because, okay, the boy and white made Tabitha jump, technically offering herself to go back to the real world, even though she came back. Mm-hmm. And I feel like he did that because I do agree he's the man in yellow. I feel like he did that because she can be a threat since she's a reincarnated version of herself, and she could be a problem. So he wanted her out the way, she came back. So I feel like you're right, kind of with him being the man in yellow as well, but she's not that big of a threat, but she got out the way.
I promise you, the boy in white is the man in yellow. I promise you that you're gonna that will be when it's all said and done. As for when it comes down to a Tabitha leaving, the thing is, when you leave a parallel universe, and this is going by the people who created this show, and people who have done this whole and done it. The way they have explained it in other shows is that it's either that you travel at a high velocity from a certain height to get you through it, or you have a significant amount of trauma. And I think that both things pass for Tabitha. And I think Tabitha traveled at that velocity from jumping out, going out that window, and the trauma that she felt from falling. And that's why she was able to get pushed into that parallel universe. And I think the boy in white, who is the man in yellow, did it purposely to bring back Victor's father for a reason. And that's why he pushed her out there. He wanted her to find Victor's father, and so he can kidnap him and bring him back in there for a reason.
Well, if he did that, why did he get angry, upset with Victor when he said, "I tried to help y'all, y'all don't want to listen"? Y'all don't.
Because I get into it in the video I did, but yeah, he seems to get angry, and it's the same, and it seemed, but the only thing he really wants him to do is not chop down the tree. So he's going to say what he has to say to him to get him not to chop down the tree, because that's what Victor was doing. He didn't want that tree chopped down for whatever reason.
Okay, now back to Boyd's wife saying they need to die to leave. The reason why I brought that up was because at the end of this new episode, you know, the in Tabitha them kitchen cabinets opening and closing by themselves, and the pot get thrown on the floor. I feel like that's Jim trying to get their attention, and he's frustrated. They can't see him.
Yeah, I think Jim's character was demoted to a special guest appearance.
Yep.
If you look at the things, his credit, so he's not on the main cast anymore. So I don't think he's going to get a role like that. Everything that they shot with Jim, they could have easily shot that last season, right? I don't know if they did or anything, but they could have easily shot all that stuff that they showed with Julie and him and all that last season. That could have all been last season stuff with Jim, right? That they just extended and they just showed it this season. And then the stuff with the man in yellow changing clothes, they could have shot all that this season. So it's not going to be him. It's going to be. We've seen things like this already, right? And when Jim was alive, we've seen things like this. We've seen someone knocking on the settlement outside the settlement. We heard that. We've seen someone knocking on the RV. We heard that. So they did all those things before Jim was dead and everything else. This is a ghost thing. They're trying to make you believe, the characters are made believe that it's Jim, and that's what they want it to be. But in the end, it's going to be Julie in a parallel universe, and she's going to be closing the doors, and they just can't see her there because she's not in their dimension.
Okay, and then since the number is 47, you touched on it already.
Yep.
Now that the priest is dead, should we see a new arrival next episode to fit that 47 number? Because you can't count Sophia because she's the man in yellow, so she's not a part of the human population.
Yeah, so it's still 47. They had 47 people there. The priest died, so he would have been 48, so they're back to 47.
Wait, it was 47 before the two arrived, before the priest and the girl arrived.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to, it was 47 before they arrived. Now the priest is dead. I'm not counting Sophie. I'm not counting her as one of them because she's the man in yellow, right? So it was 47. The priest arrived. That made it go to 48, and now he's dead. So back to 47.
Back to 47, yeah.
But Jim is dead too.
So that would push it the 46. You're
so
correct.
Maybe one more person will
there
come.
could be another person coming up in this piece.
Right. And I think that you was mentioning that the colonial woman was casted.
Yes.
I don't think we'll see her that early. And even if we did see her, if it's the man in yellow, I don't think you can as a population. So maybe he can, like, I don't know, create a duplicate of himself and bring that person in, because Sophie will have to be around with the colonial woman around. So
I think when Julie will see her when she travels back to like a pilgrim period, and it'll be the man in yellow and the colonial. It'll like be her. You know what I mean? And then he'll be like, "Oh, it's you again," and we run into each other every time we keep seeing you. And it'll be the man in yellow in a different form back then doing that. And she may witness a massacre happen then.
But Julie don't know that's the man in yellow.
She doesn't know. She did not know. I think she starts to realize who it is, because he's in different forms all the time.
Like at the very first episode when they went to the colony house running from the monsters, and the kid on the porch said, "You don't remember me," so that was another version of him, the man in yellow.
Most likely, that makes the most sense that it is. Yes.
But Julie was confused, like, "Who is this?"
100%. Yeah, she had no idea. It's like when she was confused when he said, "We got to stop running into each other like this." She was confused then for a second. You look at her face. She was like, "Huh? What?" And again, when you go through the whole thing with Martin knew her name too, right? He knew who she was too at that time, and could be easily have been the man in yellow as Martin also. You know what I mean? And what did Martin do? Martin's job was to infect Boyd and get Boyd to bring that Cicadia monster back to the town. And then what did Julie say? I mean, what did Sarah say? He goes, "Oh, he's laughing at you. They're laughing at you because you brought it back to the town." And they think it's funny. What did we see the man in yellow do? He's laughing. What's Sophia doing? She's smiling. She's laughing. It's a joke to them. And that was Martin was the one that gave it to him, right? So that's what it is. That's what was going on.
I guess the only thing that's throwing me off is the numbers. I feel like the numbers are significant, just like the bottle tree, just like, and they turn out to be musical notes, just like the amount of people in the town. The reason why I say the numbers are significant is because the very first episode of this entire series, the little girl, her mama, they die because the little girl think that's grandmama and let her in. And then the dad was getting drunk, so they sacrificed him as a punishment for letting his family die. That was 3 people. But Tabitha, Jim, the son, I forget his name, and Julie, they arrived in town. That was 4, and then the 2 guys, the billionaire and his friend. That was 6 people that arrived off of them 3 people dying, and then on top of that, maybe like 3 or 4 people died in the midst of the episode. I mean, the season, and then a busload of people show up. So I'm not calculating the amount of people, where the significant numbers come from. Like, I feel like it's throwing us off for a reason.
Yeah, I just don't think we could go by how many people we seen come in and how many people we physically seen die, because there's cast members that they'll just say that's background that we never see. Right? Yeah, we never see.
They can calculate any amount of background factors that they want.
You can't do it. They could add that up anywhere they want to add it. So you can't go by. All you can go by is what the number they said. They said there's 47 people here. That's it. Now, how they got to that 47, we can debate that and go all over that. From here on out, you can say, oh, this person died, so now they're down to 46 because we can do it. But anything before that, they can always say there was somebody out here. There's another person you can see here. There's people in every season that we see and we don't see. So I think that you'll just drive yourself crazy doing that. So it just goes by what Kenny says right there. When Kenny did the count, when Tilly and them was dead, it was 47 people left.
Right. Because at the beginning, like Donna said, when they first got there, when it was just Donna, her sister, and Father Gotcha there, it was probably like 10 or 15 people total, and they was hiding underground at night until Boyd them showed up and, start kind of like civilizing everything. So, no, you're right. The numbers is, I guess I was looking too deep into it. But now that you say that, it makes more sense that we really don't know what's going on in the background as far as that goes. I guess we just need to focus on the main people.
We seen that one girl having sex in the first episode. We never seen her again. Did she die? She didn't die. We don't know. You know what I mean? She there. We don't know where she went, right? So it's always the background characters like that. And then they had that other couple come in there. You know what I mean? So they always had people come in. You can't go by that. All we can go by is what was said by Kenny. 47 after Tilly died. That's what it is, 47. And they're using 47 all the time, and 47 is a specific number to the people who make the show. It's for them. That's what it's for. It's got everything else that has significance to that people can come up with. To me, it's not that. It's the people who worked for Bad Robot, J.J. Abrams' company, who, when they started doing the Star Trek stuff, they came up with the 47 thing as an inside joke to them for themselves, and that's what it continues to be.
Dark matter, baby. Caller, I got to get to Tony answering a couple questions. We have a couple other callers. Thank you so much. We hope you call in every fucking week, dude. You're awesome.
All right, thank you.
Peace, my friend. Tony, so you're officially abandoning the and a couple things. Julie, definitely call in if you want an Austin Slack, which I don't know why you're highlighted in the chat, Austin Slack. But we'll get to this question later on a different stream. Make sure you bring that to our theory stream. Area code 808. 808. What's your name? Where are you calling from? And what's going on?
My name is Austin. I'm calling from Michigan. I just want to know, because I have not heard or seen anybody discussing this yet, and my girl brought up a good point. What is going on with the cabinets and everything at the end? What's the poltergeist activity? What's going on?
It's Julie in a parallel universe when she's story walking, opening and closing the cabinets, and they can't see it because she's in that form.
Oh shit. Okay. All right. All right. All right. I cannot wait for the rest of this. Man.
Yeah, me too. Me too, man. I'm fucking psyched, dude. It's
gonna be great.
It's gonna be crazy.
Awesome. Please call in all season, Austin. We hope to hear from you.
Hell yeah, absolutely. Have a good one, guys.
You too.
No problem.
Julie, call in if you can. Sorry, I skipped your call. I saw Austin. And why is Austin's name highlighted in the chat? Is he like some huge YouTube person? The person that just called in. Let me see what Austin.
I don't see it. You gotta highlight it. Who's it? Austin. I didn't see it.
Austin's name in the live chat. Austin Slack in the live chat for some reason is like highlighted for me. Oh no. That's because someone added him. I get it. Area code 401, which I know is Julie anyways, but I miss it when it said spam Julie. I feel like it's not the same magic anymore.
It's not the same. We like the spam number. We like.
I want to spam your number. What's going on, Julie? How did you enjoy this episode?
Oh, hey Tony, hey Phil. I absolutely loved it. I loved it. I mean, I don't know if I would call it a 10 out of 10. You know, it had some issues here and there for me, but I mean, the man in yellow reveal turning into Sophia was phenomenal. It was batshit crazy in the best way. I loved that. My only gripe was that they did make it too obvious, you know, like I was with Tony on that. They made it too obvious that the man in yellow was going to turn into Sophia based on that second trailer we got. I mean, she looked evil as fuck. I mean, it was so easy to guess that was going to happen. So my only gripe on that was that it was predictable, but I still loved it anyway. I mean, it was just such a cool twist, and just to imagine where this is going to go from here.
Season 4 is going to be fucking bananas.
Dude, I'm with you, my fellow Deep Space Nine fan. It's true. It's true. Hey, so Julie, I'm sorry, I'm gonna hijack the stream. Has he started to get you to watch Deep Space Nine yet?
Oh yeah, I've fallen in love with it. He got me. He turned me into a convert. I love it.
It's the series that made me a Star Trek fan. Like, as much as I like Next Generation and the original stuff, Deep Space Nine made me a Star Trek fan because. Anyway, we'll get back to From. Sorry, Julie. We'll talk about this at a different time.
It's I know it's easy to go off on tangents about that masterpiece of a show, but yeah, let's talk about this masterpiece. And From is also an absolute masterpiece, and I thought it was a killer start to the season. I think I mean, the man in yellow, I think it's going to be an ancient shapeshifter entity. You know, like Marielle says in the trailer, there's something ancient here, and it's feeding on our suffering, and it doesn't stop. And I think that's what this thing is. It's an ancient being, kind of like It from Stephen King, and it's, you know, it can change forms. But I think but the difference between that and Pennywise, this guy physically changes forms, whereas Pennywise, I think, just kind of poofs himself from one form to another. We never actually see him physically shape-shifting into something else. So that makes this different in a good way. We don't want it to be an exact, you know, plagiarism of that. But yeah, it was really interesting seeing how this played out. And I think, personally, based on everything we've seen so far, I mean, season 3 showed me that the boy in white and the man in yellow, I think, are our two main entities in opposition to each other. I don't think that they're the same thing. I think that they have opposite motivations, opposite goals. It seems to me that the man in yellow obviously wants all of this to continue. He wants the curse and the cycles to go on. He's feeding on everyone's fear and suffering. The showrunners gave an interview saying he's the big bad, which I already believed anyway. And then the boy in white, he seems like he wants people to remember. He wanted Tabitha to remember who she is. He lured her up to the top of the lighthouse and said "Egg Cooey," which means remember. So I think that means he wanted her to remember her past, and that's the key to beginning this quest to figure out how to break the curse. Whereas the man in yellow punished her for remembering. He killed her husband. So
I Julie, you know, I got nothing but love for you, and I got nothing but respect for you. I just, you know, obviously you could be right and I could be wrong, but I just totally disagree. I just think when you look at the whole situation, it's to me, it's obvious. I just dropped a video on it, and, you know, so I'm obviously repping my video and stuff, but I think it's obvious that the man in yellow is the boy in white. And I think that he's just been playing Victor this whole time, and he's been acting like he's been cool. But he's not. I mean, you can I can go through the whole video and go through the scenes and everything that just show that that's the case in the end, that it's going to be that the boy in white is that. And I would just really think that if a television show really took, again, when we see the boy in white, that the television show, we'll start with here. The television show just made a character that's going to be the hero of the show and say everyone, guy in a white outfit and a little boy and everything else. It would just be crazy cliche and crazy. It's not. So for that reason, I just don't want to see it. Now, listen, these are the people who made the man in black, right? That's crazy too, right? So I would hope they have learned from that situation and wouldn't do anything like that. But when we look at everything that the boy in white has been, I think we can see that. If you go through it step by step, you can see how he is the man in yellow and how he has just manipulated Victor, who Victor is not a great narrator and doesn't remember everything, how he manipulated Victor all these years and anyone else he's come in contact with to be a part of the whole situation there.
Well, I mean, yeah, you know, I've got nothing but love for you too. But we disagree. You know, it's all good. You know, no offense at all.
No, I don't
but
know.
I just think
You guys are awesome that you're going to such kindness to say that the other was full of shit. I respect you so much. You're wrong. You're fucking wrong. You're fucking wrong. Just say it. You guys know you guys love each other. Just get into it. Just no hold barred. You think Tony's full of shit. You think Julie's full of shit. It's okay. You still love each other.
Phil, everything before the word "but" doesn't really matter.
Exactly, right? Dude. You're right. You're right. They played that game major right there. They were like, "We love you, but." You know.
Yes. If you go through what the boy in white has done, yes, he is manipulative. I'm not gonna lie, he is. I think he and the man in yellow are both manipulating people for different purposes, though. I think it's kind of like a game of chess, which they keep shoving in our face. They kept showing the chess game, and I think each of them is using the characters like chess pieces, manipulating their actions. But I think the boy in white is doing it for a good purpose, and the ends justify the means. Like, it was messed up how he shoved Tabitha out the window of the lighthouse. However, it led to her connecting with her husband from her past life, seeing paintings full of memories from her past lives that Miranda painted, trying to get her to remember. He even appeared to her on the street in Camden, kind of trying to lead her in the right direction, I think. And you know, he wanted her to remember who she is, because I think it's key to, you know, eventually breaking the curse, if they can even do that. Whereas the man in yellow, knowledge comes to the top. He doesn't want to remember anything.
I think it was key for him to bring Victor's father back in there to cause more drama. That's what he wanted. He needed someone to get that guy in there, and that's why he sent her out there, and he had him do the dirty work for him. And this is just the way he manipulates situation. We've seen the whole thing. Like, why was Marielle brought back in there right when Kenny was about to go close to Christy? As soon as Christy was about to commit to Kenny, pop, here comes Mariella in on the bus to fuck up that relationship. And
Poor
I think
Ken.
it's no different. He brought this guy in there to fuck up the whole thing with them. When you look at it, he's just playing a game with everybody. He's just manipulating these people and everything else. You know, so but if you look at everything that he's done, it's all been bad. There's nothing he has done that's been really good for the benefit of the people in this whole show that I've seen. Maybe I'm watching, I don't see everything else, but I just do not see it at all. Everything I see that he's done has been terrible and has led to terrible events. And if you look at it step by step of what he's done, that's the conclusion I think that anyone will come to. And I'll tell you what I'll do, Drew. I will play my video in this live chat and I'll break the video down live right now. And then after I'm done breaking down the video, then we could see, maybe you'll change your mind. Maybe you won't. What's up? But it'd be easier for me to explain my whole things with that whole situation.
Okay. Absolutely. And I want to see it because I haven't had a chance to watch it yet. So I want to see what you have to say. I'm pretty positive 100% in my theory, but I'm always open to hearing other points of view. You know that.
All right, yeah, no, I'm play it. I don't usually I don't do this. I don't really play it, but I would do it just for you. And are you live tonight?
No, it's gonna be tomorrow night, 10 p.m. Eastern when I'm doing my live.
All right, she's tomorrow night, 10 p.m. Eastern. Make sure you check out Julie B. Deep Dive. I'm gonna get it done right now, Julie. Call right back after we're done, and then we'll see if you see if you see any flaws in this. Then you call right back right now, and you can say, hey, this don't add up. This don't add up. I won't play the whole video, but I'll play specific things.
You'll play a couple of pieces from it. Julie,
Yeah,
we'll talk to you in a few. So while we're waiting, let's play this quick message. We got a voicemail while we're waiting.
Yo, Phil, Tony, this TNX calling in. I want to basically ask y'all, do y'all think that the man in yellow, knowing what we know now, that he can manipulate people with his touch, will use that to influence more people in the town? Also, knowing that this is MGM's #1 show, do y'all think they would do spinoffs on it? Let me know. I want to keep watching the show.
As for whether she'll do
I don't know.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know. Can you turn the chat off, Phil? Because I don't want it to get in the way on the screen. I don't know if they will do a spinoff on it. All depends on how it ends, right? So that's really comes down to, all right, how it ends and stuff. So let me get this going, Phil. We won't go through it all, but I'll go through some highlights that just prove this. All right. Let's. We are all here. We can see that on the screen, Phil. All right.
Now I can.
And I'm back at you another video, and from season 4, episode 1, dropped a bomb on us. We found out a lot of things going on in this episode and things they were trying to hold back and foreshadow. And there's a good chance now that the man in yellow may not be human. It's a chance he's an altered human if he has any human DNA in him. Now, he does look human, and I will give everybody that because that's what it seems like when I look at him. But I do believe he's been altered to the point where he doesn't consider himself as a regular human being. And if you want to know more about that, do me a favor, hit that thumbs up button. Boy, 500 is the light goal. I'm gonna go past the human stuff. I start with that before I go.
How about that? I think his ass is a fucking alien. Man, and 1 hour till 4:20. Everyone celebrate.
He is altered human where he is. Let's go past that. This goes to the story walking Julie part. I should have put sections in here. And if this is the case, it looked like something of the sort. Now, do we have a knife? Yeah, I can go back. All right, well, this is where we need to take it. We'll take it from right here. and she found this garment. The garment looked like, people described it as a wedding dress. I could say it looked like a nightgown. It looked like something of the sort. Now, do we have a nightgown creature? We know that we had a creature that was wearing a wedding dress. If he was that creature in the wedding dress, possibility. Or that was someone else in town, that he was there as a woman inside of the town when it all went down, the big massacre, which we know is his favorite part. So when I'm talking about the massacre here that Victor experienced, we've heard the man in yellow say his favorite part is the massacre. So we see him with Sophia. He wants to be in the mix. He wants to be there when it happens, because he said he wished that it happened all the time. So it would be, he wouldn't want to just be watching everyone like he has been and knowing that everyone's digging holes and stuff. When it comes to things like this, he wants to be there in the mix. All right. So when you see that dress in there, which I believe is a nightgown, it's possible that he was one of the ladies in town and that was his nightgown, and he used that as a disguise at that time to get in the mix and watch the whole thing. That's what I'm saying there. So let me just keep going. People rip themselves apart.
Tony,
this line is one of the most important lines that we got in season 1, because now,
quick comment from the live chat.
Yes,
that's definitely the ass of an alien. Phil, no hate on Doug's ass, but we do have Knickknack Studios who backs you up, Tony, and says Doug's ass looks like the ass of an alien. No offense against Doug.
Okay, thank you. Only does he say it to Jim, we hear him say it again at the end of the season. Exactly what the favorite part is.
It's the part I wish could last forever. Would you like to know why? This is when they tear themselves apart.
So if this is truly his favorite part, a part he wishes would last forever, ever, then that means he would want to witness this whole thing firsthand, not from afar. He wants to be in the mix, in the hustle when all of this goes down. And that is what helps us lead us to who this man really is. To show that the man in yellow is the boy in white, we have to lean on a couple of things. First off, Sarah. Sarah gets the message on her arm, and that message says to kill the boy. Now we know that he has the ability to go and make people have seizures. We've seen that in this episode, that he has that ability. Did he force this seizure onto Sarah and give her the message to kill the boy? But why would he give it if he is the boy in white, a message to kill himself? Now, Sarah does say that there are other people in there and they are trapped too. So the message may not directly have came from him. He may have gave her the seizure, because when you look at it, she didn't get the seizure until after she received that message. So that's clear. So when she got the message to kill the boy, and there was a message to kill the boy, and they can all go home if they kill the boy, immediately after she gets this message is when she gets the seizures right after that. She didn't get it beforehand, right? She got confused. She thought the boy was Ethan, because when she looked up, she thought it was Ethan, but it really is the boy in white. But why would they want him to kill the boy in white? And who would say that? All right, so let's keep going. So it seems to me that once she got that message from the people trying to truly help, then that's when he gave her the seizure. When dealing with the boy in white, we still have to go with Sarah. She's the one with all the proof. And while she is walking with Boyd in the forest, she says these words specifically.
The little kid running around magical forest doing good, popping up in people's dreams.
I don't think he really was a little boy.
So Sarah says she doesn't think the boy in white was a little boy. Then what was he? He's a grown-ass man. I mean, that's all he could be. He could be a grown-ass man. Now, we know the guy changes to women too. We don't know exactly what he is, but we know his ass is grown. We could say that for fact.
Sea Dance 2.0 is now on Artlist.
Well, I love when you're
precisely
watching
what
your
you
own
want.
shit.
I'll take a robbery.
And you have to watch a fucking ad on your own fucking video.
When we hear the story of Christopher, the guy who was sleeping with his Victor's mother, right? He seems like a nice guy, putting on puppet shows, doing everything else, until Victor said he went crazy. He went mad, to the point where Victor and his sister Eloise was told to stay away from Christopher. In fact, hide in this root cellar. You'll be safe here until I get back from saving the children. Now, Victor thought the whole time that it was Jasper that was telling him this. And the first time Victor seen him get angry was when?
To save the children, he would have to go through the tree. He wouldn't listen. He got angry.
Christopher didn't believe the story the boy in white was saying. He didn't want to go through no goddamn tree. Christopher is not a stupid man. And there's a reason why he did not want to go through that tree. When we meet Martin chained to the wall after Julie throws down the rope to Boyd, and Boyd goes up there to rescue Martin and get him out, he finds out that Martin is a Marine and he does not want to leave any man left behind, and he's trying to save him. And he talks about his experience going through the tree, and Martin has something interesting to say about it.
Did you go through the tree? Yeah. The tree. You go in one place, come out another. Sometimes you get stuck. Sometimes you get trapped. That's when they get you. That's when they get you.
Martin specifically says that it's when you go through the tree, that's when they, the people, that's when the monsters, the people ahead of the monsters get you. That it's all a setup. And this was proven to be true because Christopher refused to go through the... What happened?
You could copyright strike me for playing your channel on my channel.
Huh?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
You could copyright strike me for playing your channel on my channel.
You're not getting copyright strike. But what I'm saying is, what I'm saying in this video from right now, you see that Christopher did not want to go through the tree. Boy in white told him you need to go to the tree to save the children. That's what he tried to tell him. Christopher's like, you're lying. I'm not going through this tree, right? And then we hear Martin say that is where they capture you when you go through the tree. So then what happens here? This is the key tree. But Victor went and told his mother that you had to go through the tree in order to save the children. And what happened when she went? Well, the smile monster was there waiting for her ass, and she got killed. So it was obviously a setup, something that Christopher... Now, you may not believe that it was a setup. You may think I'm making this whole thing up, that the smile monster was just there and it was a coincidence. But that's not the case. That's not what we get told. And we have Randall to thank for this. And he spells it out clearly so that there is no doubt that this...
Something's wrong. Those things should be all over the place by now. Really? These things give creature of habit a whole new goddamn meaning. The one in the nurse's uniform? My first stop every night. Every single night. She just stands by the glass and she hums. For about 10 minutes, she just stands, taps on the glass with a fucking smile. And there's another one. Right? It's just sit over there by the swing. Okay. Just letting its legs dangle. There's another couple like to sit over there by the pool. Just... You really watch these things closely? Yeah, well, there's no TV. Guess you guys get to draw the shades at night. I got it. But the point is, they got patterns, routines, all of which should be happening right now.
Now remember, the man in yellow said that's his favorite part. when they tear each. So right there, you see that he tells you that they have strict patterns. Smile Monster's pattern wasn't to walk by that tree. He was waiting there. So if you look at it, the boy in white told Christopher, you need to go through this tree to save the kids. Christopher's like, bullshit, I ain't going through this tree. It's because he knew something was off. But Victor went back and told his mother, and his mother was like, all right, wait here, let me go through. And when she gets out there to get in the tree, oh, lo and behold, the Smile Monster's there waiting to kill her. He was going to be waiting there to kill Christopher. That was the plan, was to kill Christopher and take Christopher out. But instead, the Smile Monster was there. We know it was a setup because we hear Randall say they have specific routines that they follow, and they do. And the Smile Monster's routine is not to stand by the bottle tree. We have no evidence that even took place. He was standing there waiting. He knew someone was coming because the boy in white told him someone was coming. But let me finish it real quick. Other apart. And I'm telling you that he would want to witness this. He would want to see this firsthand because it's his favorite part. He wishes it can go on forever, ever. That's his words out of his mouth. So when we look at Victor and he comes out of this cellar after the massacre, who is there? The boy in white. Is right. This loves doing it, loves going through there. He hops on his little spinny spin machine there, the merry-go-round, and he's waving at Victor, just enjoying himself in all of these bodies. Why would that be? It be because
It's a terrible shame you won't get to see what happens next. Because what happens next
My favorite part.
is my favorite part.
My favorite part.
and you can see that he uses the exact same voice that Martin uses to accent the last words there. So when you put it all together, and if you put it all together and you actually just, you're not just,
Welcome to Wix Harmony. Take the speed of AI.
that's me. If you put it all there and you just, why do I hear it? All right,
Yeah,
Aria. Thank you. No, thank you, Aria. Yeah, but it's done. But if you put it all together and you look at it, where am I? There we go. And you put it together and you put everything there, it's pretty obvious that the boy in white set up Christopher to get killed. Instead, Miranda got killed because Victor opened his big mouth. You could see that if he loves this thing so much, the massacre, he had to be there. Who was there? The boy in white was there. The boy in white was swinging and dancing and hanging out in that massacre. He was the one that was enjoying it. He was the one that would be his favorite part, to be up in there and look at all those things. If you look at everything from Christopher being locked up and then going back there and infecting Boyd with the worms in his body, and then them saying, Sarah said, oh, he laughed at you. He was laughing at you, saying that that you brought the stuff back to town. Well, who's laughing all the time? It's the boy in white and everything else and all that stuff. When you look at the situation with the boy, what does the boy in white tell Victor to do? The boy in white tells Victor to take the personal items of these people and bury them in the ground. And Victor's stupid enough to go and do it. And what do we see in this episode? Him picking up a suitcase with personal items of someone so he could turn into that person. And it seems that he needs some personal items to do that. So when you add all of that stuff up, it's pretty easy to see that the man in yellow is the boy in white. And I'm not here to convince people and make you all think.
We'll see.
The facts are the facts.
Tony, I have an interesting follow-up question that Glenn Carter's been asking a couple times tonight.
Who is this person?
So Glenn Carter. Does and I also want to say hi to the movie blog who I saw popping in earlier too. Great to see you, movie blog. Glenn Carter asks Tony. Mm-hmm. So does that mean your Victor's the boy in white theory is abandoned?
No, Glenn Carter, why are you trying to put me on the spot? I will say that
several times tonight, so I feel like we had.
He has every right to ask it 100%. Well, I will say this: them putting Victor's name on the boy in white on them. I cannot overlook that. I can't. I just can't overlook it. It's hard for me to overlook it. You know what I mean? So I can't overlook it. I would say they put it there. I think it was a mistake they put it there. Maybe they changed it. I can't tell you whether it is or not. We'll see how it goes. But I will tell you that there's no doubt in my mind that the man in yellow is the boy in white. And he was also Martin too. You guarantee that that's who it was when it was all said and done. There's no doubt about it. I guarantee you that.
Here comes Julie for her follow-up call.
All right,
Julie,
be right back.
She's calling for you. But hey, Julie,
Grab something, Phil. I'll be right back.
how you doing, Julie?
I'm doing all right.
So Tony will be back in a second. I will try not to talk about Deep Space. I'll do my best. C. Hawkins has been asked this. Sarah went into the tree after Boyd and ended up in Father Cautry's basement. The boy in white told her to go into the tree, and then she told Boyd. I'm not sure where that's in reference to, but we'll back it up. Okay, so Julie, I know you called to follow up on Tony's video. What do you have to say, Julie?
So obviously, I do think that the video made some good points, and I see the case that you're making. I get why you would, you could like come to the conclusion that this was some kind of ambush with the boy in white and Miranda, and I think, but yeah, but when it comes to that, I think honestly, like, Miranda just didn't make it to the tree in time. We don't know what delayed her, why it became nighttime when she got there. When she left the root cellar, you could see that it was still daylight. So something went wrong. Eloise ran after her moments after she got out there. And we know Christopher was somehow a danger to Victor and Eloise. She was telling the kids to hide down there where Christopher couldn't find them. I think.
Well, all right. So let me stop you real quick. So, because I'll forget. So Christopher just became a danger out of nowhere, right? And he says that his favorite part is when the town rips each other apart. Before that all happened, Christopher was a happy-go-lucky guy. Everything was good and all that stuff. So that's why I think that there's some type of chemical or something that got released in the town that made them go crazy. So regardless of Eloise going after her, Eloise is not with her when she dies. She's nowhere around her at that particular time, right? We don't see Eloise in the picture. So Eloise is the factor of why she got there. The bottom line is what we do here and what we know is that the monsters have a specific routine that they go through every night. And they do the same thing over and over and over again. And we've never heard or seen anything. We've seen Small Monster in town and everything else, that his specific routine is to go to the byway tree and sit there. As soon as she comes around that corner, he is standing there waiting for her. Not only is he waiting for her, it's the only time we actually see a monster run to catch somebody. He typically goes there and grabs her ass and makes sure he gets her. So when you look at the boy in white trying to get Christopher to go there and saying, hey, you got to save the kids, go through that tree. And then he's like, that's bullshit. That's a lie. I'm not doing it. And Victor goes, well, Mom, go do it. And he goes to do it. She gets killed instead of Christopher, but it was meant to be Christopher. So I just don't know how we could say it's not a setup. Why there's no other reason for them to have that whole thing with Randall, to say that in there, unless they're trying to build it up and the point that to let us know that these monsters do the exact same thing time after time. And that night is something was off and something was different and they weren't doing it. And that's the only reason why he noticed it.
Well, I think that they just pointed that out to illustrate that was an ambush that night, that when they let the livestock loose and the night that the monster laid down and pretended to be an injured woman in front of the ambulance. Like this was to illustrate that, yes, they do have the ability to ambush people, but that
it was and just like they ambushed Miranda, you're exactly correct. That's why he was there. You're right.
I don't think that was the boy in white part of it. Was ambushing her that way. I don't think it was that. I mean, that Miranda, something delayed her. and we don't know what it is. We need the missing piece to that story because she left in the daytime. She wound up out there at night. She shouldn't have been out there at night. And anyone who goes outside at night is vulnerable to the monsters. It doesn't matter what their usual routine is. If you step outside at night, you're going to get killed, unless your name is Boyd, of course. But like,
other
if you
people been
step
outside too,
night,
or Donna. Or Donna, I agree. I would if there's a middle piece in there, then we need to see it. But I can't go on what we need to see. I can only go on what we've been seeing and what we've told and what we've been told. And what we know from the whole situation is that they have a specific routine. We've seen the smile monster, not a bunch of monsters. Now, usually when we see those monsters together, we don't see them usually one-on-one. It's always usually groups of them together, right? At least two of them together, hanging out together, whatever like that, when they're doing their thing through town and stuff, you know. But this specific time, when she came around that corner, he was standing there waiting for her. He was waiting for her, and as soon as he seen her, the only time we've ever seen a monster run and grab somebody, and he ran and grabbed her. And she was only there because Victor told her that you need to go through the bottle tree in order to save the kids. The same thing the boy in white told him he didn't do it. Victor ran back, ran his mouth to his mother. So his mother's like, fuck it, let me give it a shot. And then she went there. Smile was there to ambush her and to kill her. He really wanted to kill Christopher. That was the plan, but she's the one who showed up.
Well, here's what I think about Christopher and the boy in white, based on what we've seen. Christopher had definitely been seeing the same kind of visions that Jade is seeing now. Victor said that Christopher started seeing the symbol and he changed. He didn't make people laugh anymore. And so he eventually snapped. He was losing his mind, and we saw that flashback of the boy in white telling Christopher a lot of stuff. We don't know what he told him because they wouldn't let us hear, but he was dumping a lot of information on him from the looks of it. And Christopher snapped. He said, "You lie. This whole place lies." This was the culmination of seeing that symbol and all those visions, and it broke his mind. And so in season 3, the boy in white changed his tactics, and because he realized that it didn't work what he was doing. It didn't work. I think he told Christopher way too much about his past and who he is and how he had been reincarnated, and Christopher couldn't deal with that much knowledge dumped on him, so he snapped. And Sarah once said that she thinks that the boy in white is trying to help them, but he's just not sure how. And so now he's changing it up. He's trying to lead people toward answers in a careful way instead of dumping knowledge on them. Because when Victor tried to cut down the bottle tree, he stopped him and he said, "Don't cut down that tree." And he said, "I think it's best if you learn for yourself. It's the only way you'll understand." He doesn't want to just tell them the answers because it didn't work last time. It made Christopher go crazy when he gave him way too much information at once. And that's why he led Tabitha toward the lighthouse. He said "Ain Kui" when she got up there so that she would hear that and think that it was the kids that she needed to save. She goes up to the top and he says, "I'm sorry, this is the only way." That same phrase, "this is the only way." And he pushed her out of the lighthouse. That sent her back to where she used to live with her husband in her past life. It sent her to those paintings full of memories from her past lives. And that's what he's trying to do. It's the only way she'll understand. He told Victor, "I think it's best you learn for yourselves. It's the only way you'll understand." This is what he's trying to do. He wants them to remember who they are. And the man in yellow doesn't. He wants them to never remember, because then they'll never have any hope of beating this place. And as soon as she remembers,
all right. So you talked a little bit. So I'll say, yeah. It's so what I see here. It's a deflection. So I'm not talking about her going out the window or anything like that. I'm just talking about the man in yellow being him, right? So when we look at the evidence here that we're dealing with the man in yellow being the boy in white and stuff, him pushing her out the window and saying this is the only way. Sarah saying that she thinks he's trying to help. That's her opinion, that she thinks he's trying to help. That's not what it is. That's her opinion at that particular time. It's like it's her opinion saying that she thinks he's a man, but we know he's a man because we see the picture of the boy in white as a grown man painted by Miranda, that he's a grown-ass man. So we know that that's true. So that why when she says it, we can say, all right, that's true, because we see a picture of him as a grown man, and they have that grown man in the trailer when it starts off, right, and everything else. So we know that it's a pretend guy who's pretending to be a little boy, and he's really a grown man. The people that we have seen so far in here who has done that so far has been the man in yellow. We have not seen anybody else who has been able to take other forms and stuff like that. But when dealing with the whole situation with Christopher, they don't let us hear what he's saying, but what they do let us hear is him say, "You're lying." And that's what he believes, that it's a lie, whatever you're saying to me. And what we heard and Victor say, he said, was that are you still there? Is Phil going? I think I'm just talking to myself. I think Phil hung the phone up and got out of here. I don't know why that happened. And everything. But I respect Julie B's opinion and anybody else's opinion. As I said, I'm not here to change your mind. I'm just here to put the facts out there and everything else. And when in the end, we'll all find out what happened. I don't know what happened there and everything. Phil, what happened?
I accidentally closed the window that had you on. So Julie and I disappeared for a second.
Oh, is she back? She's still there?
Yep.
I'm here. I'm still here.
All right. Yeah. So the one thing we did hear, and the thing that they wanted us to hear, right? Because all the other stuff he said, we don't know what he said. But the thing they wanted us to hear was him say that you're lying. That's what he said. You're lying. You're lying. He did not believe it. Now, if you want to say that, we don't know what he said. We don't know if he told him. We don't know if he told him that you've been reincarnated 10 times. We have no idea that he said that. What Victor said, he said, was that if you want to save the kids, you got to go through the tree. So the only two things we know he said is that Christopher said he lied, and that Victor said that he heard him say that you need to go through the tree in order to save the kids. That's the only two things I can go. I can't go on that he told them about the reincarnation. That's all speculation because we didn't hear that. We have no idea what he said. Can't hear that stuff. So I can only go on the things that we actually heard. So the actually things we know is we hear Christopher say, "You're lying." He doesn't believe what he's saying. And then we know that Victor said that he told him that you need to go to the tree. He refused to go to the tree. Victor told his mother. His mother said, "I'm going to go to the tree." It was a daytime when it was. We don't know exactly how far the tree is from the root cellar, or if she knew how to get there, or if it took us some time. It could have been dusk at the time, and it could have got dark. We've seen that happen with Boyd and them in the woods, that it got dark real quick and everything else. But what we do know is that the Smile Monster wasn't walking around patrolling an area. He was standing right there and waiting for her. Soon as she got there, not only did he didn't just walk over to her like they always walk over to people, and he ran his ass over there and jumped on top of her to kill her, right? So we've never seen them act like that on any other way. We just seen them act like that at that particular time. And again, but I have discussed with you before with him pushing her out the window. I believe he pushed her out the window. It was for his own benefit, to bring back Victor's father. He wanted Victor's father there for some reason. We don't know the exact reason, but that's why he sent her out there. He didn't do it to help her out and everything else, because it really didn't help her out and all that. It just got him back there, got Victor's dad back there, which is this. In the end, I think it's not going to be a good thing that he's back there. I think it's going to be a bad thing.
Whether the man in yellow is the boy in white, I think that's one of those things that we'll
find out.
We'll figure out very soon on in the season, because what I assume we'll see the boy in white within the first few episodes of the season. I'd be upset if we don't. So
he make listen. The boy in white comes out there and says, "Hey, don't trust this Sophia chick," because he should know, right? I mean, he sees everything, he knows everything, and that's it. Or listen, we see the dead dogs in there. The man in yellow killed the dogs and stuff. Maybe he has to kill the dogs because maybe the dogs recognize his scent and is going to give it away, so he has no choice but to kill the dog.
No, why would he kill the dog that seems to work with him, though? The dog.
Because if he's so
Why would you kill that dog?
I just explained it because if he's Sophia and he's hiding at Sophia, but the dog knows him by the scent, and the dog comes over to him and sniffing him and knows it's him, the dog is in the way then, because the dog is going to give him away who he is. So he had no choice but to kill the dog.
I mean, I could see that. Yeah, I personally think it's going to be retaliation. You know, I think the dogs are a helpful thing. I think they've done.
I mean, listen, it definitely could be. I'm not saying this is what I think. Not saying I'm right. I'm just putting out there what I can do. You know what I mean? And I could be wrong. I've been wrong.
We all do our best. I think they're two.
And we'll see what happens when it's all.
I think they're two separate entities, but we will see. And I will eat the crow.
Yeah, Phil is with you. Is with you, Julie. He's with you. He believes that two separate people. We'll see.
I tend to agree that the boy in white is everything you say, Tony. I agree with a lot of what you say. The problem is I agree with both of elements of what both of you say, but ultimately I do think the boy in white is the leader and the man in yellow is his heavy. Like, I think the boy in white is what you say, Tony.
You think the boy in white is bad, but he's controlling the man in yellow.
Yes.
All right.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think he's Machiavellian. I'm not saying he's good. I'm not saying that
he's not good. He's fucking not good. That boy in white is not good.
I think what it is that he wants to help end this cycle. He does want it all to stop. So I think sometimes he does mess up things for the greater good of all. So it's like the trolley problem. I think he brings helpful people to town, which hurts them. It puts them through hell, but it helps everybody else. You know, like, so, you know, he does mess up things when he has to because he wants all of this to end. And so he's not a saint. I think he's ambiguously good at best. And, you know, so I can see why people
he seemed extremely happy walking through those dead bodies.
Yeah, exactly.
That's happy as hell.
That dude's creepy as shit.
Happy walking through those dead bodies. He jumped his ass on that merry-go-round. He waved and he smiled and everything else. Victor's like, what's going on here? He's smiling and waving and everything else. It just seems that, as the man in yellow said, my favorite part is seeing them get ripped apart. He seemed very happy after the people were all ripped apart at that particular time. Just seemed a little too calm and too happy as he did it. And then they give you like the ominous look of him first when Victor first spots him. And that's the same thing, the same look he got when Ethan first spotted him, dude. Ethan seen him out the window. He wasn't like all happy-go-lucky. It was an evil look he gave. And then he does the shh right after that. Why are you telling people be quiet if you good and stuff? You know, something's going on with the boy in white. I believe that's him. I think the man in yellow is also Martin. I think he was all those people. I think he's just been going around playing people. I think he was the guy on the steps that said, Julie, you don't remember me. I think he's him. I think he's going to be the colony woman. I think he's going to be all these people. I think the man in yellow is shapeshift to all these people and stuff. And I don't even think that this chick may get into someone else. He may take Acosta out early and jump in Acosta after this if something goes wrong with this chick. I don't put it past him when it comes to this stuff, when it comes to the man in yellow and the shape shifting stuff.
What do you two think about what West of Westeros says? I believe Sarah will sniff Sophia, the man in yellow, out hella fast. I also believe Tabitha has already clocked Sophia. Sophia said they tried to go around the tree, but said nothing about the crows. How fast do you think they will suss out Sophia?
It ain't going to be fast. They got no other thing. That's what they're going on this season. I mean, maybe maybe it makes her jump to a different body. You know what I mean? Because they're getting too close.
They do it quick.
But we know that they're going to find the man in yellow's clothes when they bring him inside the station, right? We know that for a fact. That's going to be in there. So it's not going to be until after that episode, whatever episode that is. It's not going to be till after that. So you have to get Victor going out with Ethan, because they're the ones who find it out there, and then them bringing it back. So it's not.
I have to address cut to theory before we finish off or stop here. Cut to theories. Boy in white has to be a good man. Why? Why does the boy in white have to be a good man? That's my question for you. What the fuck about the boy in white leads you to believe that this scary, creepy little twerp is a good man? I want to know. I'm not saying I'm wrong. I'm not saying you're wrong. I want to know your logic. Please expand on this. Because no, this dude is the creepiest of creepy. Fuck the boy in white. He is bad. He's bad.
Well, I personally think that the boy in white, I think that it's a trope, that it's a misdirect, that they're characterizing him as creepy to throw us off and make us think he's evil. My first impression of him was that he was evil as fuck when he's outside the window looking at Ethan and making the shush motion, and there's a creepy stinger in the musical score. It's a classic horror trope, the creepy little kid that's evil. You know, I believed it for the first 2 seasons. I thought he was evil. I really did. And when he's on the merry-go-round smiling, yeah, he looks evil. I now think that was him trying to distract young Victor from the carnage around him. And he wound up being his friend and making sure that he was okay all alone in that place.
Wouldn't you just lead him away? Wouldn't you just lead him away? I mean, he led him right through it. I mean, he walked right down the tower and led him through it. He could have just walked the other way and Victor would have followed him somewhere else. You know, I mean, he walked him right through it, right, and then disappeared and left him there. It just bounced. So I'm out of here after that. And Victor was just standing, just like he bounced, and when he went away just like Julie went away, right? That's the same way Julie disappeared.
Julie, don't go away. Oh, different.
He just disappeared and stuff, and that was it.
Yeah,
the exact same way, you know. So I wouldn't think you would lead the guy through town.
Victor said he was his only friend for a long time.
Yeah, and listen, and we also know what we have to remember about Victor is that he is an unreliable narrator. So anything that he remembers, it cannot. He's a childlike mind. He may have thought he was a friend to him this whole time. He may have thought that it was good, but in the end, he's very easily to manipulate, and he's unreliable. And just like he thought that the puppet was talking to him, and the puppet was getting Christopher angry, but it wasn't the puppet that got him angry. It was the boy in white that got him.
Yeah, there's no chuckiness. It was just the boy in white sitting behind.
And that was it. So we always got to look at what Victor says, that he has an opportunity in the season to change his story and see it for what it actually is. So when I see a situation with him and he says it's good, then all of a sudden I go, all right, it's not going to be that. He's going to be something else. It's going to be a bad version of what the first thing he says when he actually does remember it.
My dad is sleeping in my room tonight. Sorry. Someone said I could play Victor. I was trying. My dad's sleeping in my room tonight. I'm a dad. Julie, did you think that was odd that they put that weird, random Victor pushing the bed scene in the middle of the scene talking about Smiley being birthed? It was just weird. Like, it was a good scene.
It was weird.
It was weird they put that in there. I don't know.
It made no sense. It made no sense.
That was so random.
The timing of it was weird. You put that like before as Donna's walking into the room for the first time. Like it was in the middle of the scene. We're like, let's have this weird sound shit. The only thing I can think is they want to do it as foreshadowing for the Matthews Amityville horror thing where they hear sounds and some shit's going on in the kitchen. But
right.
Even that, I'm fucking reaching. It was weird. It was just weird timing for that scene. So
oh my god!
It was weird. Yeah,
I got my first black fly of the season in my house, and I haven't seen these things.
Summer. As
now, but I got one.
Martels say, summer is coming.
I have to put in my. I got those things that go in the light sockets that turn blue and they stick to them. I have to start throwing those up, I guess, and everything else. All right, Julie, thank you for calling in. Check out Julie B. Deep Dive. She'll be going live tomorrow at 10 p.m. until 6 in the morning.
That's entirely possible.
She'll be up there late and doing everything.
It's a bunch of hungry people that just got something to eat. So we're all excited. Julie, we love you. Have a good night, my friend.
Love you guys. Thank you so much, as always. Thank you for supporting my channel. And it's been a great debate. You know, I've got nothing but love for you guys.
Nothing but love for you too. Always.
Have a good night.
You too, Julie.
You too. Listen, as I tell anybody, everyone has the right to be wrong. I'm
happy to be wrong about this one. I think we have We have two distinct, different, creepy, weird forces, but we shall see. I think your logic is sound, Tony. And when you really break something down, it's hard to compete with it. But some instinct of mine thinks that they're two different creatures. But we shall see as this season plays out. I think this is something that we will see fairly soon because
you'll see it. It'll play itself out. You'll see it. You'll see it 100%. You know what I mean? There's no doubt about it. All right, 12 o'clock. Let me get the hell out. I gotta get up 5 in the morning, bro. Let me get up out of here and stuff. All right.
Tomorrow's 420. That's my holiday tomorrow.
Yeah. I just whole thing is I was supposed to do computer work this whole weekend and I didn't do shit. So I gotta wake up, do my job, and then go to the office and do all this computer work and get it all done today. It's got to be done because I'm behind on it. So there's no excuse. And I'm the only guy there, so these girls are going to go on.
So if anyone listening to our audio cast has made it this far, please give us some star ratings and all of that bullshit. We do appreciate it, and we appreciate all the people that listen to the audio cast. We know sometimes we talk about the stuff like people are watching live, but we want to simulate the experience as you're listening to us in your car or wherever you listen to us.
100%. And thanks for all the callers. Thank Julie B. Deep Dives. Thank all for the super chats. Thank all for the subscribers. Thank all people that were up here. We almost hit 300. We're very close. Maybe next time we'll be back with the theory stream on Tuesday. We'll be doing the theory stream, getting that done. And
I will be live on Thursday night with Matt and possibly Alan too, talking about, I think we might be watching 3 Soprano episodes as we're about to end season 5.
That's what's up. All right. If you like the way to do this, please thumbs up this, spread this across the realm, and of course, subscribe. And until next time,